Well, it's good evening and welcome to this official Oxford Speedway stream as we bring you all the action from the Cab Direct Championship Battle of the Monarchs as the Oxford Monarchs sponsored Cheetahs. Tonight we're entertaining the Edinburgh Stellar Monarchs live here from the Oxford Stadium. It's still early days for both of these teams in the Cab Direct Championship, with Oxford recording a win and a loss from their opening two meetings and Edinburgh failing to register a point from their two opening fixtures. It's been the BSN series that's dominated the early part of the season for these two teams, with Oxford bowing out in the group stage, finishing second in the Southern Group behind Poole, and Edinburgh facing an upcoming winner-takes-all clash with rivals Glasgow to determine who will qualify from there for the semi-finals from their Scottish group. What the BSN series does show us is that both teams are more than capable of winning meetings and certainly have it in them to challenge for the league this season, and both will be looking to get a win tonight to kick-start their seasons. My name is Lee Kilby. I'll be running you through tonight's action. We are hoping that Henry Atkins will join us at some point. There's potential that Henry will turn up and join. If not, more than happy to take you through tonight's meeting. Hopefully we will have a really good entertaining meeting on show. Weather here is been overcast all afternoon, but we've had no rain, so it's given Jamie Courtney plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to prepare the track as best he can. There's a bit of wind in the air, but Jamie spoke to him earlier on, he's hoping that the track will hold up, not as much dust as they can potentially get here on warm days, and we'll get a nice racing surface for this Cab Direct Championship meeting. Two meetings this evening. We've got this one here, and there's one down on the south coast with Poole entertaining Berwick. Poole currently sat in third position in the league, Berwick in second, so a near top of the table clash, but like we were saying, pretty early days at this moment in time. Neither one side at full strength tonight, the other brought in a guest. We'll run through the sides for you in a moment, but things looking good. It's very early days. There's a healthy crowd in here tonight as well. We're obviously running the three sides. We're running the three sides at Oxford this season: Chargers, Cheetahs and the Spires. A lot of the fans turned up today to see what this meeting's going to bring. Here's the Oxford Cheetahs for you then. Number one, Sam Masters. 33-year-old Sam Masters now. Actually an Edinburgh legend. He's well thought of, spent a lot of years winning a lot of things up in Scotland. Second year as a Cheetah. He's also racing for Leicester in the top division. An out-and-out number one, Sam, fantastic at this level. In at number two is Cameron Heeps, another experienced rider. He's been around for a little while now, Cam. This is his only side this season, so this is the only regular speedway he's currently getting. He'll be looking to keep doing what he's doing. He's had some decent scores of late, and he'll be looking to push for a place, potentially up in the Premiership with somebody at some point. There's a rider replacement for Henry Atkins, who's still suffering from that injury he picked up to his hand, so they will run R&R for him at number three. Number four, Jordan Jenkins, a rider that's got a lot of experience around this track. He's been here for a couple of years now. Won the league with the Chargers last year in the National Development League, and he stepped into the main body of the side this season. He's currently got a 5.89 average of his own admission. He'd like to improve that, get a few more points on the board, and I've had a bit of a tricky start to the season, but we all know what Jordan is capable of, especially around this track. Scott Nicholls, no introduction really needed for Scott there. He's only just behind Sam Masters in terms of being number one of this side. Seven-time British champion. On his day can beat absolutely anybody, and they'll be looking to him to continue with double-figure scores that he's been picking up for the Cheetahs, and continue the drive for this side. Ashton BOUGHEN, a man who did absolutely fantastically up at Workington recently in their narrow defeat. He top scored up there, and is coming on leaps and bounds. He stepped out of the National League this year and is just riding for the Cheetahs and the Spires. And at number seven, Luke Killeen, another rider who again has got a couple of years experience around here racing for the Chargers. He won the league for them last year. Had a few meetings last year before injury for the Cheetahs as well, and they've brought him back into the team again this year. And again, a lot of expected of Luke. Really likeable lad, enjoying his racing here at Oxford. With the Edinburgh Monarchs, that man there on screen is Craig Cook. Funnily enough, it looks like he's in a set of Oxford Kevlars there with the over the top, but he will be guesting this evening at number one for Edinburgh. Josh Pickering still not recovered from that injury, just a little bit too early for him to come back, but a wonderful guest to bring in Craig Cook. Knows his way around most tracks, and he could lead from the front tonight. Lasse FREDRIKSEN, another rider, has been at Edinburgh for a couple of years now. He's not rode for another UK side. Two-time Norwegian champion. He's racing over in Sweden, but currently this is his only side in the UK. Number three, Kye THOMSON, coming on a 6.43. He's really kicked on in the last couple of years, Kye. He's another rider that's only rode for Edinburgh since he's been racing in the UK. He's a Queenslander. He came over in 2021 and is proving to be a really solid middle of the order rider, now stepping into heat leader position. At number four, Paco CASTAGNA, rider again on his day who can beat absolutely anybody, and he proved that the other day by qualifying from his Grand Prix Challenge semi-final in Lonigo, where he will now take up the Grand Prix Challenge. It's the third year at the Monarchs. Again, his home track is one that he doesn't overly love, but he's getting used to it, and he's starting to score a few more points. And he's been here a couple of times and said he doesn't mind the shape of this track, so they'll be looking for a good return from Paco tonight. Justin Sedgmen, he's back with a club that he started with many years ago. He had a fantastic return. Won the treble, I think, with the Monarchs back in 2014. I think he won the league there with 2015 as well. He's rightly regarded as a fan favourite. He's racing for Birmingham back in the Premiership again. I'll give him a bit more action on track, but they'll be expecting a lot from Jason tonight. Justin, sorry if they want to take anything away from this meeting. Max James, he's on a 2-point average. He's been in the National League with the Leicester Cubs for the last couple of years, last year and this year, and he really impressed around there, and he started to pick up some good scores last year. And that is what I think gave Edinburgh the nod to get him into the team and give him an opportunity, and it's great to see a young lad like him be given an opportunity. And a bit more of an experienced reserve at number 7 is Connor Coles. 29 years old, Connor. He's been racing since 2012. He's racing for the academy side, the Edinburgh Academy. He recently scored 10 points here in a defeat against the Chargers, but it shows that he knows his way around here. He was at Berwick last year for the Bandits and the Bullets, and I think he got Rider of the Year for both there last year. And he's a third-generation rider, Connor. His father Michael and his grandfather Bob, both well regarded in the sport, and both heat leaders of their time. So that's the two lineups. Like we were saying earlier, both would love to get a win on the board tonight. Staggered start in the league. They've only had a couple of meetings each, so they'll be looking to get some points on the board. Peter Schroeck saying he was really pleased with the application of the side and the way that they all committed to the track up at Workington, and but for a couple of decisions not going their way, they potentially could have come away from there with a win. So Peter was very happy with that, and he's very happy with the side that he's got on track here tonight. I spoke to John Campbell earlier on as well, Edinburgh promoter, team manager, and he knows the challenge coming here. This is a good side. This is a good track that a lot of his guys won't have had that much experience on, but again, he was confident they could come here, but he does need Craig Cook, Paco CASTAGNA, Kye THOMSON, Justin Sedgmen. Those guys have really got to come here and hit the ground running, because it will be more difficult for the reserves, especially when you look at the likes of Ashton BOUGHEN in the reserves for the Cheetahs, who's been piling in some good points of late. So the teams are on track now. The way they do things here, Oxford walk around one end of the stadium, which is nice. The visiting team walk around the other. Get introduced to the crowd. I've seen Edinburgh shirts, I've seen Swindon, I've seen Wolverhampton. I've seen plenty of different shirts down. A Reading I spotted earlier on in the bar. So lots of fans coming to support the project here at Oxford. At the end of the day, Speedway, you'll want to see it. And you will travel to watch your Speedway. But we thank you for tuning in, whether you're an Edinburgh fan, Oxford fan. It's great to have you on board listening to us. If you couldn't come here, watching and listening with us, if you couldn't make it to the stadium tonight, and anybody else that's just getting a bit of a Speedway fix, we hope you enjoy it. We've got 15 action-packed races to bring you. This is obviously the first meeting between these two in the league, so there's no aggregate. This is the first meeting of the two. So Oxford will be looking to rattle in some points and get an advantage to take back up to Edinburgh. Edinburgh will be looking to keep it nice and close and try and nick it. So that when Oxford do visit Edinburgh late in the season, the aggregate point will be there to take. So riders coming round. Just gives them an opportunity, just doing another lap. They'll have done the track walk. There we can see Lasse FREDRIKSEN. The riders having a look at the line. The two captains. Paco CASTAGNA for the Edinburgh Monarchs. Scott Nicholls, the Oxford Cheetahs. I'll do the coin toss in a moment and get you the result of that. If you might need to fill in the programme as you go. I'm not sure if you can hear the stadium announcer. He's just mentioning Graham Reeve. He's a man that's been associated with Speedway for many years. He passed away. He's headline referee. He's had many different roles within the sport. He's suffered recently from illness. He retired till he was 21 from the sport. He passed away today following a long illness. A man I knew very well. I used to travel a lot with Graham when I was younger, because he and my dad were good friends. Unfortunately, we've lost him today, which is very sad for the sport. Oxford doing the right thing here by just making an announcement. We will have a moment of silence for second. Moment of applause there for Graham. I'll apologise, there was a mention of another name. I'll see if I can find out what name that was, but there was somebody else had the moment of applause there as well alongside Graham. So the two captains have a quick tete-a-tete, quick word from Paco, quick word from Scott. And then we'll complete the coin toss. Did a quick track walk earlier on when I arrived. Plenty of grip on the surface tonight. Like I say, the weather's been good, which has allowed Jamie to prepare the track. It's not been that hot. Just looking down on the circuit, I can see that the corners are ripped. There's plenty of grip out wide. Hopefully it will offer those different racing lines for the guys, because this does give us some excellent racing here. Outside, inside, you can switch across, cut back. It is a nice racing surface. So I'm just trying to have a listen to Scott.
So we're doing one of the injections at the moment. My first one is the across the boy positions and back of the ball. And it comes down, so Paco, you trust it. 1 and 3, number 1, so that does mean option.
The sound of that, I think Edinburgh won the toss. And Paco's gone for 1 and 3 in heat number 1. We'll obviously give Oxford the choice when they get to the back end of the meeting. Been here for a number of meetings this season, and to be fair, the gates have swung in different meetings. It's not always 1 and 3, it's not always 2 and 4. Sometimes what you start out with, it can develop and change slightly as the meeting ticks by. So we will see. Paco's made the right call there. Let's just get introduced to the crowd now, and then they'll be out for their half a lap, a few starts, back into the pits, and then we'll be rolling with heat number 1. Craig Ackroyd is our referee this evening. Experienced referee Craig will take us through the meeting. We'll use the 2-minute clock effectively and get the races moving on. Chris DURNO tonight in the programme. It says Craig Ackroyd, obviously there's been a late change, so it's Chris DURNO if you're on referee watch this evening. So again, I could probably say the same thing about Chris, he's an experienced referee. And he'll run his eye over this meeting. So, boys get pushed off. There's an opportunity just to put in a quick lap. Slight bend in my programme there. So yeah, just talking to a couple of the riders in the pits before the meeting. Paco obviously was on cloud 9. Paco CASTAGNA for the Edinburgh Monarchs after qualifying from his GP qualifier the other day on his home track in Lonigo. Gives him a stab at the Grand Prix challenge, which is excellent for him. 5 races away from being a Grand Prix rider, so he was really happy. Ashton BOUGHEN is really pleased with his current form. He had a bit of a tough one up at Leicester. For the Spires, but as a 16-year-old, he's in the side, and the way that Peter approaches it, you know, when he looks at a rider with the experience of of Ashton. He expects the rest of the team to win the meeting, for whether it's the Spires or the Cheetahs, and Ashton just to contribute what he can. And it will ebb and flow for a young rider like that. He'll get the 1 or 2 points at Leicester, and then he'll go to Workington and top score. So we'll try and keep you up to date with the other meeting that we've got going on this evening down at Poole. Rory Slime, my normal co-commentator, he's down there racing tonight. It's still very, very early days, but those two teams sat near the top of the league at the moment. All the teams have got the opportunity to get some points on the board and push their way up that league table. Now the vantage point I've got here at Oxford, I'm nice and high, I'm overlooking the starting gate. Now all the riders have just put in a couple of starts. I've got the smell. You haven't got that at home, unfortunately. If you've been to Speedway before, which most of you have, you know that smell. Can't beat that smell. Let's hope these two teams put on a great meeting for us tonight. Obviously, we can get a super heat if the match is drawn at the end. There won't be an aggregate super heat this evening. Edinburgh really pleased with their BSN form. Again, I was talking to John Campbell, and you know they've got an opportunity. They're racing Glasgow on Friday in that BSN series, and if it's a winner takes all, whoever wins that will qualify for the semi-finals. Scunthorpe have already guaranteed to be the highest placed runner-up, so they're in there along with Poole. There's an opportunity. So Edinburgh's form, even though they haven't picked up any points in the league from their 2 meetings, they're not too worried about that at the moment because it's still very early days. The guys are saying that they had a tough one at home to Plymouth. I think Plymouth surprised them and went up to Edinburgh and took the points away. And they picked up another defeat at Workington, which was a 61-29, bit of a hammering. But again, they just seem to think it's one of those days. Everybody had an off day, and when that happens, I think Paco hit double figures. He was the only one. He scored, I think, 11 of their 29 points. Everybody else really struggled to get going. So Edinburgh not too worried, I don't think. I think they're quite happy. You know, they picked up wins in the BSN series, and they've got an opportunity to qualify for the semis. Oxford, on the other hand, a win and a defeat in the league, but they are unbeaten at home across all their meetings so far. So that's really positive from them. So the Cheetahs are turning Oxford Stadium into a bit of a fortress at the start of the year. They'll want to continue that tonight. It's just starting to turn those meetings away from home, like the defeat at Workington by 2 points. They'll want to start turning them into wins, aggregate bonus point wins as well, and that'll see them move up this table. So a competitive league, the championship this year, but both these sides have got aspirations of doing well, finishing near the top and getting some silverware. So there's the riders coming out on track. Sam Masters there in red, Craig Cook in white. Two excellent riders. Both have got good history with Edinburgh. Craig obviously just guesting for them this evening. Sam rode there for many years. Just felt it was time a couple of years ago to step away from Edinburgh and have a change of home track. You can do a ride of the world of good sometimes. And Sam does enjoy this track. He scored very well around here. Obviously Sam lost Wolves by default. Saw him move across to Leicester in the top flight. So a couple of new home tracks for him. Craig will be joined by Lasse FREDRIKSEN here in heat number 1. Sam will be joined by Cameron Heeps in blue. Again, experienced rider Cam, a few years at Ipswich. And again, a rider on his day who can literally beat anybody. And they'll be hoping that tonight he can do that. So, heat number 1 of this Cab Direct Championship fixture. Riders out on track now. Referee's got the 2 minutes on. I can see the clock down in front of me. The riders have got 2 minutes. Once that 2 minute alarm, 2 minute clock goes on, they've got 2 minutes to get from the pits round to the tapes. They've got to be at the tapes ready to go within those 2 minutes. And once all 4 riders are at the tapes, it's then up to the referee's discretion to get them in place. Use the start line marshal, get that green light on, and get the race running. So there we go. There's our heat 1 on the inside in yellow. Is Lasse FREDRIKSEN. Cameron Heeps will be next to him in gate 2, blue helmet. Craig Cook guesting for the Monarchs, he's in white off of gate 3, and Sam Masters, he will go from gate 4 in the red helmet colour. Interesting to see how the gates develop early on. Want to make that trap, get out front. Passing line sometimes a bit tricky early on. finals. Look, your reserves in the pits, they're obviously going to be out in the next one. You have your 6s and your 7s out in heat number 2. If your team can get off to a good start in heat number 1, just removes a little bit of pressure from those reserve riders in that second heat. Whereas if, for example, Oxford Jump Hand got 5-1 in heat number 1, what it does is puts pressure straight away on those Edinburgh riders coming out at 6 and 7 in heat number 2. Now here we go. Sam Masters, Cameron Heeps, Craig Cook, Lasse FREDRIKSEN, heat 1, Oxford against Edinburgh. Green light is on, tapes go up and away we go. It's an even break into the first turn. Oh, Lasse just come across everybody there, and I got a sense something was going to happen there. Bit of an untidy start. Lasse just lifted a bit and came across, and Craig Cook ended up just getting a nudge there and going down. I'd be very surprised if we see anything other than all 4 riders back for that. Bit of contact going into first turn. Here we go, we can see it on the replay again. Just keep an eye on Lasse in yellow just here, just lifts and just drops, a bit uncomfortable, goes across the front of Cam Heeps, who then goes across the front of Craig Cook. Domino effect. Craig ends up on his bum in the bag, but all 4 back. No exclusion lights on, all riders on track. I don't necessarily think that was I think Lasse was just lifted a tiny bit. And as he went to straighten up, just lost shape a little bit. That's Jody Scott there. We didn't mention Jody at the beginning. He's rides for the Chargers, Oxford Chargers in the National Development League. He's number 8 tonight, so Oxford have got the freedom to use him if they want to. They also took him up to Workington recently. Clubs tend to do that when you've got a rider replacement in operation, like Oxford have tonight for Henry Atkins. Have that number 8 with the potential to use him. And Jody's been scoring points and winning races around here for the Chargers, so there is potential that he could possibly get a race this evening. But on the flip side, if he doesn't, it's just a great experience to be in the pits around the likes of Sam Masters, Scott Nicholls, and watching the likes of Craig Cook and Paco CASTAGNA. For young riders, hopefully Jody takes a lot from that experience. So we will have to go again on heat number 1. Cut short, no damage done, no exclusion light on. Craig Cook is walking back into the pits at the moment. I can see him heading back up towards his pit bay. I don't for 1 minute. I think he's excluded. There's the 2 minutes back on. So maybe just a couple of adjustments with that bike going down. See Peter Schroeck there out on track. And Sam Masters, Scott Nicholls. The eagle-eyed amongst you. The man there helping Sam Masters with his back to the camera at the moment is former British champion Neil Evitts. Champ, as I call him, won the British title. Watched him do that many years ago. It's good to see him in the pits. He helped Jamie Lindsay in the top league, and he's having Sam Masters in the championship. Can't put a price on experience, and Neil brings a lot of that. So there's Craig, we can just see him getting pushed back out. That's good, just a couple of adjustments following that slide off in the first run-in of heat number 1. Nobody to blame, just one of those incidents. He's got 55 seconds to get back round to tapes. Looks like Dale Wood, the Charger that's helping Craig in the pits this evening. The Edinburgh Academy rider, sorry, not Charger. Dale Wood was in the Edinburgh side last year, found the going a little bit hot, but he's back racing for the Edinburgh Academy in the National Development League. So Lasse FREDRIKSEN inside yellow, Cameron Heeps gate 2 blue, Craig Cook white, gate 3, Sam Masters red off of gate number 4. We go again. We'll get this meeting running for you in a moment. Start marshal tries to get the guys up to tapes. Thankless task being a start marshal sometimes, I find. You keep tapping the tapes, you draw them in, they pull back, you tap the tapes, they come in, they pull back. Right, here we go, you've got them in line. Referee will flick that green light on. Here we go, restaging of heat number 1. Oh, a little bit of movement there from Craig. Will the referee let it go? Oh, nasty collision for Cameron Heeps there. Again, another ragged start. Not what we wanted to tonight's meeting. I was more focused there on Craig Cook, who just had a little nibble at the start, but in essence put himself back because he just went that tiny bit before the referee pulled the tapes up, and that gave the advantage to the other 3. Then on the inside, again, similar to before, a little bit of contact between Lasse and Cameron Heeps. And Cameron, that was an untidy looking tumble. Paramedics there we can see on track with him. I hope he's okay after that. Ugly looking spill. I just think it was they just came together. Again, no one's fault. Just racing for that first turn. See Scotty Nicholls out there with Cam. Yeah, Cam's all right. Very untidy. The bike was on top of him at one point. So, untidy start to this meeting tonight. We'll try and do heat one again for the third time of asking in a moment, but first and foremost, we hope Cameron Heeps is okay. I hope he can get up from that, because that'd be a big blow if they lose him this early in the meeting. We can see plenty of paramedic care around him. He's obviously talking, he's conscious. Michael Hunt there in the black, just picking a few bits up from the track. Whether that's anything off the bike or a few stones or what, we don't know. Sometimes get a bit of stone in the shale. So, not the start we wanted this evening. I'm going to give you time to go and get a cup of tea. Grab another can from the fridge. Cam's set up now, which is great news. I can see him from my vantage point here. Hear a few of the crowd applauding, which is brilliant news. And he's up on his feet with a bit of help from the paramedics. That's great news. Hopefully just a bit battered. Yeah, we can see him walking back there. It's great news. Right on Cam. He will get to go again because, again, no exclusion for that. Just a case of first bend bunching. Everyone trying to get into that first turn. Here we go. We can see the replay now. Now, I was keeping an eye on Craig cooking white. Yeah, you see Craig have a bit of a nibble. But then Lasse, yeah, it's almost Cam coming across. Lasse, really. But a bit of one, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think Lasse came out a tiny bit. Cam went in a little bit. As soon as those bikes meet, there's nothing you can do. So, we'll have a bit more of a delay here as the boys go back to the pits. Cam will get a bit more time to sort himself out. The time since we've started this meeting to now, the stadium lights have come on. That's how much time have elapsed. You might have just seen Lasse FREDRIKSEN just pat Cam on the back there as he walked by. That's what you expect to see from Speedway. It's one of those racing incidents you know is going to happen. You are going to be involved in incidents and crashes. That's the nature of the beast. Hopefully nothing more than that. There's Lasse there. Clutch coolers out. The clutches get really hot on these bikes. That's why they tilt over at the start line. As you're getting really hot, but when you have start after start after start, one after the other like they've had, clutch coolers out. So again, nothing for me to even talk about. It's 0-0 at Poole. They haven't kicked off as yet. They're probably a 1/4-2 start, I would have thought, down there at Wimborne Road. So yeah, bringing Craig Cook in is a great guest to bring in for Josh Pickering, because you know that Craig can give the same return as Josh. Capable rider, Craig. Had a difficult meeting here last week against Bellevue for the Oxford Spires in the Premiership. He's got 3 or 4 points. Had a heavy tumble in his first ride. That might have put Pater a bit of his evening, but still capable of scoring points anyway, Craig. And did the track walk with him for BSN, and he had a smile on his face. It was great to see. Back enjoying his Speedway again, and now having just signed for the Leicester Lions in the top division. News broke that Stuart Dixon had made the team change up in the top part of the sport there. Drew Kemp losing his place in the side, replaced by Craig Cook. Craig says he's got unfinished business for Leicester. Tough break for Drew, really. You know, his probably best meeting the other day. Yeah, 2 minutes aren't on yet, so you've still got time to go and get yourself a brew. I think it's actually Leicester visiting next against the Spies in the top division. I think Craig will be back again next week, Monday, which is on BSN. No, we're at Birmingham BSN next week. I'm Oxford all the time at the minute. It's like a second home. There's Cam in the pits. You can see he's a bit battered and bruised. Thankfully, no, nothing more than that, which is great news. So yeah, thanks for taking the stream. We obviously want to see as many people at track as we can, but it's not always possible. Very difficult to get yourself down from Edinburgh tonight if you're a keen follower of the Monarchs. But it's great that you've tuned into the stream. Most clubs are doing their own streams now, and it's, if you can't get to track to support it live, it is good that you log in. And again, like I think we've mentioned a couple of times, the copyright belongs to the club, so please don't share it, copy it, send it anywhere. If you purchase it, you watch it and enjoy it at home with your mates and spread it around. It doesn't do anybody any favours. So here we go, riders coming around. I've said this before, it's going to be heat number 1 of this Cab Direct Championship deja vu. Thankfully everyone's alright. We're still waiting for Cam. Cam's still in the pits. I can see a bit of activity around his pit bay, but he'll be out in a moment. Sam, Craig and Lasse there at tapes. Cam's got 50 odd seconds to get round. And here we go. Not that I need to tell you. Lasse FREDRIKSEN will be off the inside in yellow. Cameron Heeps off of gate 2 in blue. Craig Cook in white off of gate 3, guesting for Josh Pickering for Edinburgh tonight. And Sam Masters, red helmet colour, he'll be off of gate 4. Yeah, I'm not sure whether Craig picked a warning up for his little nibble at the start in that last one. He didn't actually do himself any favours, but by doing so he probably missed the carnage in front of him. So every cloud there for Craig. He gets another opportunity. Sam will be looking to make the gate off of 4. Get over the top of Craig. Cam, so here we go, third time of asking, heat number 1. Green lights on, tapes go up, we've got a clean break, it looks from the Monarchs. Sam didn't make the gate and get across, but he's coming up the inside, and Lasse FREDRIKSEN moves him over and gets himself up into second place. Craig Cook made a good gate. Lasse was with him for a moment, but Sam rode a nice tight line and got up the inside. Question is Cam Heeps come up the inside? No, Lasse just shut that door a little bit, but Cam will ride the line if Lasse goes wide. Cam might just get that run up the inside, challenging for third place. Potentially looks where the battle's going to be as Cam moves out wide. Is he going to get the run round the outside? Lasse, third place at last, he holds that line on the inside, but will he go in a bit hot here, giving Cam a nice long back straight? Fabulous stuff from Cameron Heeps, but Lasse's not giving up. This is a fantastic race for third place. Craig Cook is out front, Sam Masters second, but the battle really is for the 1 point here. These two guys giving us a great race, but Cam has just moved Lasse over. That's given him that third place. Fantastic race for 3 laps there. Sam Masters just having a little bit of a look for the lead. Is he getting around the outside to the line? No. Craig Cook just holds on from Sam Masters. Cameron Heeps had to work his socks off there to get into third place and take that 1 point. And Lasse FREDRIKSEN battled, held on. And then going into that last lap, Cam just moved him over to take that third place. So there's your scoreline. Craig Cook with the win for Edinburgh. Second, Sam Masters. Third, Cameron Heeps. Oxford packing in second and third. And Lasse ended up at the back after a good start. He made a great gate, Lasse, and then just dropped back as the race developed. So a 3-3 scoreline. Here we can see it from the tapes again. Cam missed the gate, we can see that. But the 2 Edinburgh boys, they made the trap. Sam just couldn't get over the top. Cut back, looked up the inside, got inside Lasse, and then just couldn't get the run. Craig with a nice run down that back straight. Got over the top. And to be fair, Sam kept him honest for the rest of the race. Craig knew he was there, but the battle was really between Lasse and Cam for third, and Cameron Heeps for third place. Lasse was doing really well, holding a nice line, but Cam was just probing, asking the questions. And at some point was hoping there was going to be a mistake, but I think in the end it was Cam's track craft that got the third place rather than a mistake from Lasse. You can see him go out wide there to try and get that grip down the back straight. Lasse holding the inside line and threw it into the turn there, but that gave Cam the opportunity to cut back right up the inside, and that was the moment really. Lasse still not giving up. But that was the moment there, I think, where it put him in the ascendancy, moved him over. So once we got heat 1 down, it was a cracker. Let's hope we can have a cracker without the reruns for the rest of the meeting. So let's move straight on to heat number 2. On the inside in red for Oxford will be Ashton BOUGHEN. Next to him, Max James White for the Edinburgh Monarchs. Gate 3, Luke Killeen in blue for Oxford. And Connor Coles, most experienced rider in this lineup, he'll be in yellow off of gate number 4 for Edinburgh. So 3-3 as we head into heat number 2. Connor Coles has, like I said earlier, ridden here recently, scored 10 points for the academy side. He was their top scorer that night. Ashton BOUGHEN's been scoring points everywhere really. And Luke Killeen scored a maximum for the Chargers last time out against Middlesbrough, 4-ride 12-point maximum. So here we go into heat number 2. Tapes go up, away we go. It's a good start off the inside from Ashton BOUGHEN and a good one from Connor Coles off of 4. Bit of movement, Max James and Luke Killeen there in 3rd place. Ashton BOUGHEN, oh, very close from Max James there behind Connor Coles. Almost contact between the two Monarchs. But Ashton BOUGHEN, he's made the trap, he's got himself out front, he's got himself a bit of fresh air. The challenge again looks like it could be for 3rd place in this one. Connor Coles looking comfortable in 2nd at the moment. Max James in 3rd. And Luke Killeen at the back. Can he get himself up alongside Max James? Pretty close between the back 3. Ashton BOUGHEN's checked out, he's got the win. Luke looking up the inside. Max just with the speed around the outside, but that's the line for Luke. He's going to give up, he's got another lap and a bit to do. Let's see if he can get up, get that 3rd place. Ashton BOUGHEN's got this in the bag, barring any mechanical failure. Oh, he's just gone wide there a little bit, Max James. Is that going to give Luke the opportunity? No, Luke's keeping him on his toes though. A big last bend for Luke Killeen. He's riding a nice tight line. Is he going to get the run? Nah, fair play to Max James. Held on well for that 3rd place. So we've had 2 excellent battles for 3rd place in the first couple of heats. Win for Ashton BOUGHEN. He did well out front. He made a great gate, got himself out front and didn't really look back from there. Connor Coles, he tucked nicely into 2nd place. And again, here we go, nice back wheel action there down the back straight, Ashton BOUGHEN. So your winner, Ashton in red there for Oxford. 2nd place, Connor Coles. For Edinburgh, 3rd, Max James for Edinburgh, and Luke Killeen tried all he could, but couldn't land a blow on Max James at the back. So another 3-3. Progressive score is 6-6, nice and tight to open this meeting. And a couple of good races. Shows that we're going to have a good track here. Good race track tonight. Shows the boys can attack it here. We can see it from the tapes. Good start there. Luke Killeen missed the trap, but Ashton BOUGHEN off of 1 and Connor Coles off of 4. They made a great gate, both of those two, and almost their races were done from there. Just here, Max James goes in quite hot. Whoa, almost contact between the 2 Edinburgh riders there. But Max, you know, nice throttle control, held it nicely, and then the race was on. Luke chased him for the full 4 laps. And again, it's good for a couple of young riders like Luke and Max. That's a good race. Max James did very well to hold on to it with the pressure of Luke Killeen behind him. And again, Luke didn't drop off. And they weren't a million miles away from Connor Coles either. But it was a win for Ashton BOUGHEN. 2nd, Connor Coles. 3rd, Max James. So 3-3, both teams with a heat winner so far. We've had a heat win off of gate 3. We've had a heat win off gate 1. As we move swiftly on, 2 minutes is on. The riders are at tapes for heat number 3. Off the inside, Kye Thompson, next to him George Jenkins, Paco CASTAGNA off gate 3, and then it's looking like Jody Scott off gate 4. Tapes go up and away they go. It's a great start off the inside from Kye Thompson. Round the outside comes Paco CASTAGNA. Can Jordan Jenkins get up the inside of him? He's pushing, he's probing, he's looking. Nah, Paco rode a nice line. Jody Scott at the back in red. He's getting an out in this evening, which is great to see. But at the moment, the Monarchs are out front. Jordan Jenkins goes out wide. Can he get that run down the back straight? He's looking, he's going to go in deep into turn 3. He'll look to keep that all the way round, and I think he's picked off Paco. Oh, Paco CASTAGNA comes back. Fair play, Jordan Jenkins, that's a great ride. He's got himself up into 2nd. Paco rides the line. Is he going to return the favour? No, Jordan holds it. Kye Thompson out front. Jordan Jenkins 2nd, Paco CASTAGNA 3rd. Looking like a 4-2 for the Monarchs with a lap to go, unless Jordan Jenkins can get up to challenge Kye Thompson, who made it from the start. Really, he put this race to bed early on. And the battle for this one has been 2nd place. Jordan Jenkins doing very well to get over, and that race is done. 4-2 to the Monarchs. Good win for Kye Thompson. 2nd place, Jordan Jenkins. 3rd, Paco CASTAGNA, and Jody Scott at the back there. So you don't normally see the heat number 8 come into action, so that's pretty good to see. Peter Schroeck giving Jody the opportunity, and he wasn't a million miles off the action. Fair play to him. But the first heat advantage of the day goes to the Monarchs with a 4-2 in heat number 3. Bit of back wheel action from Kye Thompson. So there's a confirmed score. Kye Thompson, he was the winner in the white helmet colour. Jordan Jenkins fought, battled, got himself into second place. Just couldn't get up to challenge Kye Thompson. Paco CASTAGNA third. And it was Jody Scott. Nice picture of Luke Killeen, but it was Jody Scott there in fourth. So it was a 4-2 to the Edinburgh Monarchs. That gives somebody the lead for the first time today. 10 points to 8 goes to the Monarchs. They take the lead. Thanks to a 4-2. Kye and Paco, you can see it here from the tapes. And again, Kye made a great gate off 1 and Paco off of 3 as well. Them gates are proving favourable at the moment. Jordan Jenkins just couldn't get that run up the inside. Paco held him off for a couple of laps. And it was on the next lap where Jordan just moves out wide. At the moment here you can see he's almost in Paco's tyre tracks. Kye's gone, he's out front, here we go. So Jordan goes in a bit deeper here, gets his back wheel in that dirt, that gives him a longer back straight, and what you'll see is he'll go past Paco here into 3, just a little bit further there into the turn, and you can get a really nice run around 3 and 4 here, and that's what Jordan done. He just gets over the top of Paco, and that's what gave him that second place. So another good entertaining ride as we move into heat number 4. 10 points to 8 for the Monarchs at this moment. So we've got Nicholls off the inside in yellow. Next to him will be Luke Killeen in blue for Oxford. We see Justin Sedgmen for the first time for the Edinburgh Monarchs. White helmet colour gate 3. And first time tonight for Scott Nicholls in red off the outside for Oxford. So a couple of the big hitters coming into this one. Justin Sedgmen, Scotty Nicholls, 2 riders with varying degrees of experience, but both experienced riders. Again, potentially could turn into a couple of battles here. Outside, Justin Sedgmen and Scotty Nicholls, and on the inside, Connor Coles and Luke Killeen. Connor got second place in heat 2. Luke failed to score. Again, Scott will be looking to make that gate 1 and 3 again for Edinburgh here. They are the favourable gates. Had a couple of wins off of gate 3 and 1 win off of gate 1 so far. So that's the place to be. What can Scott do from gate 4? Can he get himself out? Can he get himself over the top of Justin Sedgmen? Let's wait and see. Start marshal's happy. Boys at tapes, ready to go. Green light on. Tapes go up and away we go. Luke Killeen lifts. Scott lifts a little bit, but he gets over the top of Justin Sedgmen. That could be pivotal as they come down the back straight. Scott will surely get the run. Yes, he does. And Luke Killeen up into 3rd place. He's moved up on the inside. Bah! I think Connor Coles there just blocked his run, and that allowed Justin Sedgmen to go round the outside. So Luke Killeen was in the mix there for a moment. He's pushing that back wheel out into the dirt again. Scott Nicholls has got himself out front. Justin Sedgmen's into 2nd after a bit of a battle on that opening lap. Connor Coles is holding that all-important 3rd place. Can Luke get up to challenge him? He's not a million miles away, you know. He's going inside, he's going outside. He's lost a little bit of traction there, moving across inside to outside in turn 4. He's gone a bit deeper into turn 3 and 4 here. I think we've got an interesting lap coming up. Luke trying around the outside. Can he get over the top of Connor Coles? If he keeps that run going in that grip, he's surely going to pick him off, and he does. Wonderful stuff there from Luke Killeen. Scott Nicholls out front, he's going to pick up the win. Justin Sedgmen's going to get the 2nd. And it's a brilliant 3rd place for Luke Killeen. Well done. Getting over the top of Connor Coles going into that last lap. Excellent speedway. 4 races, 4 good heats so far. Scott Nicholls had that in the bag early on. There was a bit of a battle early on. Luke Killeen was in the mix coming down the back straight first time out. And then I think as he went to put a move on Sedgy, Justin Sedgmen going into 3 and 4. Connor Coles blocked his run, but there's the confirmed scoreline. Scott Nicholls with the win in red. 2nd, Justin Sedgmen. 3rd, Luke Killeen. Connor Coles at the back. So it's a 4-2 to Oxford. They get their first heat advantage and they swing that score back to 12-12 with a 4-2 in that heat. Luke Killeen making the difference there. All important 3rd places in those type of heats. 12-12 as we finish heat number 4. Some good speedway so far. Here we go from the tapes again. Luke lifts a little bit. Luke Killeen there off of 2. Scott gets loads of drive coming up and just gets across the top of Justin Sedgmen. That then gives him, it puts him in the ascendancy. But Luke Killeen there's moved up into 3rd. He's inside, but look here, he's carrying a load of speed, and Connor Coles almost blocks the run there of Luke, and that allows Justin around the outside. He then gets the run down the home straight into 2nd place, and is then not challenged. But like 3 of the 4 heats so far. The battle then for third was fantastic. Luke didn't give up. He tried inside, tried outside. And again, when you're defending that line for Connor, he's not really sure where Luke's going to go. You can hear the rider buzzing around behind you. You know they're looking to put a move in. And Connor hasn't got the speed, very close there, back wheel chasing from Luke, but he's carrying loads of speed. I thought he'd lost it a little bit there, but what he did is that gave him that long back straight, a bit like Jordan Jenkins. He went in a little bit deeper here. You'll just see him peering shot. That just gets him to run over the top of Connor Coles there. Lays it over the top of him, going into 1 and 2. Once you've got that run on the outside there, back wheel, nice straight, lovely. Well done, Luke Killeen. Great ride from him. He was really pleased with that. And that's what gave him that third place. Gave Oxford the 4-2. So we've had a 3-3, 3-3, 2-4, 4-2. Gives us 12 all. Gives the guys on track a chance to get out. Do a little bit of grading. Give me an opportunity to fill my programme in. 12 to 12. And Scott Nicholls proving that 2 and 4 will work. So in the next 4 heats, the gates will swing back in the favour of Oxford because they will have 1 and 3 in 3 of those 4 heats. And as they've got to 12-12, battling away with the less favourable gates at the moment, potentially put them in the driving seat in these next 4 heats. But a nice competitive meeting so far. Some really good speedway. All the boys battling for all the points on show. Some good third places picked up by Luke Killeen, Cameron Heeps. Max James held on well for his third place. And at the moment, it's only Lasse FREDRIKSEN from his one ride in heat number 1 who's failed to score. Everybody else has got a point on the board, which is great. Like to see that. Just gives the guys here a chance to get out on track. I think they'll just try and even the shale out a little bit. But the track's riding really nicely. There's obviously lines for the riders to use. We've already seen overtaking. In all the heats, I think. Which has been brilliant. There's some gate stats for you. You can see the points are spread evenly across. 6, 5, 6 and 7. So you can score points from any gate. And we've got 3 different gate position wins now. 2 off the inside, 1 off of 3, 1 off of 4. Nothing off of 2 as we speak. That may change as the meeting develops. But Paco CASTAGNA calling 1 and 3. It was the right thing at the start of the meeting. Sam Masters there just doing a bit of work on his clutch. Just a few adjustments. And that's what the first set of heats give everybody the opportunity to get a feel for the track as well. We're going to make some changes while we have a bit of a grading break, a little bit of water going down. Jamie Courtney on track to patrol. Wayne Hutt. Wayne Hutt, who is the co-track curator here, Wayne. You see him buzzing around doing every job that he's asked to do, but he's also stepped in for the Chargers of late and has ridden a couple of meetings for them. He'll pick up a point in his opening meeting for them, and guessed it again in the recent win over Middlesbrough, but failed to score. But living out his life dream by racing for Oxford. It's brilliant to see. Love things like that. Having never been able to make that level myself. I had to wall in the Swindon Speedway car park as a kid, and that was the end of my racing days. I decided I was better off track than on track. So heat number 5 will be coming up, and it should be Henry Atkins, but he's not here in the box with me, and he's also not on track. He's still suffering from them injured fingers, and it will be Ashton BOUGHEN that's going to come out to replace Henry Atkins in heat number 5. So Ashton will take the rider replacement ride, and on his form in heat number 2. It'll be quite exciting for the Oxford crowd. So it'll be Ashton BOUGHEN, Jordan Jenkins up against Craig Cook and Lasse FREDRIKSEN. Craig Cook looked good first time out. Nice win in his opening heat. Just having a quick scan over at the Paul versus Berwick score. It's still 0-0 there. Heat 1 had to be rerun. Sounds like Louis Kerr came off in the first race. Hopefully he's okay, he's just coming back from injury. Of course, with Oxford interest there for the Spires as well. We don't want to see Louis Kerr getting injured again. Doesn't say there's anything bad, so that's good. Just a small racing incident. So you can see Ashton, he's coming up for Henry Atkins in this heat. He'll be the rider replacement ride. He'll go off of gate 1. Jordan Jenkins will be off of gate 3. He'll be up against Craig Cook and Lasse FREDRIKSEN. Just a quick water. Looks like they're going to get the tractor off. There we go, a bit of water down. I think the track's riding really nicely so far. The riders must be really pleased with the work that the guys are doing here on the track. It's offering different racing lines. It's giving them the opportunity to get involved outside, inside. We've seen passing already, which is brilliant. That's what we want to see. Don't get it in every race, obviously. So they do things a little bit differently. Down here at Oxford, they've got Jamie Lee, DJ in the centre green. He plays the tunes as the night rolls on. He's got a smoke machine. Has got kind of light machines as well, but a bit too light for them to come into effect. But it's great to see. It's just a bit different. There's some uplifting music going on, a bit more interactive. And just some stadium music. And again, I know there's quite a few of you listening that normally do come. Couldn't come tonight. A few people messaged me to ask if the stream was on. That's great that you've tuned in. But they do it really well down here at Oxford. Do a lot of work in the local area, advertising. The way they set the season tickets up benefited all 3 teams really. And it's great to see that the club is well supported. Looks like Bowser's going to be coming in any minute. We can crack on with the meeting. See the riders preparing themselves over in the pits. So 12-12, good meeting so far, nice and close. That's what we want to see. I imagine Peter Schroeck, John Campbell be relatively happy so far. Start Marshall. The tape's ready. If you come to Oxford and you watch the meetings live, and you obviously, some people prefer to be inside, comfortable, table, pint, coffee. Here at Oxford they do put this stream that we're watching into the bars as well, so you get the benefit of the replays, you get the benefit of the close-up as well, which is good, so it improves that experience within the stadium. As well obviously as putting the stream out as well, for anybody that can't get here to watch it. You can see the guys preparing in the pits, ready to go. There's the 2 minutes. Ashton BOUGHEN, Jordan Jenkins, they're keen, they're out. They'll be followed here by Craig Cook. See Wayne Parker there, mechanic for Ashton BOUGHEN. He actually rode here for Oxford many years ago when he was a lad. Swindon born, good friend Wayne. He's helping Ashton. Great to have. He's like Neil Evitts. You can see Del Ward there. You can Delwood. These guys that are racers as well, helping guys with a bit of experience. We can pass that over to these young guys coming through. So we're off and running with heat number 5. 4 great heats so far. We're 12-12 as we stand. Both teams registering race winners. This is how heat number 5 is going to look. Off the inside, rider replacement will be Ashton BOUGHEN for Oxford. Next to him, Lasse FREDRIKSEN, yellow, gate number 2. Jordan Jenkins, gate number 3, 2 points first time out for Jordan, a hard fought 2 points as well. And Craig Cook, winner first time out. He'll be off of white, off of gate number 4. So 12-12, what can Ashton BOUGHEN bring? He had a great opening ride. Can he make the gate off of gate number 1? It's the best gate so far with 2 heat wins. Can he make it work? Lasse FREDRIKSEN, like we were saying, is the only rider so far that hasn't registered a point. He's only had 1 ride. He'll be looking to put that to bed in this heat. So, start markers happy. Riders are at tapes. Green light comes on. Heat number 5 is off and running. Away we go. Even break up to the first turn. Lasse FREDRIKSEN just lifting a little bit, coming across the front of Jordan Jenkins, but Ashton BOUGHEN made a blinder off of gate 1, but Craig Cook with a drive down the back straight gets himself out front. Jordan Jenkins round the outside of Lasse FREDRIKSEN into 3rd place as well. Lasse looking to repay the favour up the inside. I'd imagine Jordan's going to get the run around him. Oh, nice and close there. So have we got two battles? Craig Cook out front, Ashton BOUGHEN chasing. Jordan Jenkins third, Lasse FREDRIKSEN fourth at this moment. What can happen in this heat? It looks like we might have another battle for third. That seems to be the main battles in these races so far. Craig now looking fast out front, Ashton comfortable in second. Jordan sat in third, and it's Lasse FREDRIKSEN that is going to put the pressure on in third place to see if he can get up. Jordan's not pulling away from him. He's going to have to be on his toes. Lasse's going a little bit deeper there into turns 1 and 2, again to try and get a longer back straight. Jordan doesn't look overly comfortable. He's going to have to be careful here as Lasse goes in deep. Can he get a run? Up the inside, chase to the line. Oh, that was close. Almost carnage there as well as Ashton BOUGHEN had knocked the throttle off. Great heat again. Got a funny feeling Jordan Jenkins just held on, but fair play to Lasse FREDRIKSEN because he pushed and pushed for the full 4 laps there. Well, I'm pretty certain Jordan held on to that. Good second place for Ashton BOUGHEN there. Craig Cook got over the top of him early on. Yeah, it's a 3-3 scoreline. Craig Cook with the win. Ashton BOUGHEN second. Good rider replacement ride for him. Jordan Jenkins third, held on. Fair play, Lasse FREDRIKSEN doesn't register a point again, but he couldn't have done much more to get himself up into third. So it is another 3-3. 15-15 as we stand. Here we go from the start again. Ashton made a good one off of 1. Craig made a great one off of 4. And Lasse just moved across there a little bit and just blocked Jordan's run early on. But you can watch Craig, he's just got the grip, he's got the drive going forward. And for Ashton, he's got 1 inside, 1 outside. Where do you block? You know, where do you ride? Caught a little bit in the middle of the track, not of his own fault, just where he ended up. Craig then checked out. Ashton tucked into second. Great action coming into the first turn there. And then the battle was for third again. Jordan held on to it, but Lasse FREDRIKSEN pushed for the full 4 laps. Just couldn't get himself up into that third place, sorry. Fair play to Jordan Jenkins. Riders are coming round to tapes. Yeah, we'll try and get you that line finish, but it definitely was a third place for Jordan Jenkins. So heat number 6, riders straight round. 2 minutes were on nice and quickly there for the referee. Again, a couple of big hitters coming out in this one. Justin Sedgmen off the inside in white for Edinburgh. Next to him, Sam Masters, 2 points, second place, first time out. He'll be in red. Max James, a good third place for him. He's in yellow off Edinburgh, gate number 3. And Cameron Heeps picked himself up off the deck after that first race fall to register a good third place, a battling third place for him, first time out. So all these riders have registered points. It's 15-15 as we move into heat number 6. Again, potentially we could get 2 races in one, but if Cam can make the start off of 4, the last 2 heats have actually been won off of gate 4. So if Cam can do what the boys have done in the last 2 heats and get himself a good trap and over the top of Max James, he might just be able to land a blow early on in this heat. 30 seconds on the countdown clock. Riders pulling into tapes, just giving the clutch plenty of time to cool down. So here we go, Sam Masters, Cameron Heeps, Justin Sedgmen, Max James. 15-15 as we come into heat number 6. Green light comes on. Takes quite a tiny bit of movement from Sam Masters, and I think Justin Sedgman's taken full advantage of that. Great gate off of 1 from Justin Sedgmen. Sam Masters in 2. Max James in a bit of bother at the back. Sam Masters looks quick. Cameron Heeps going out nice and wide. Justin Sedgmen out front, but he's got 2 of his fellow Aussies on his tail here. Sam on the inside, Cameron on the outside. It's going to be a double assault for the rest of this heat. Can Justin Sedgmen hold on to first place for Edinburgh? He's going to have to work his socks off to do it. He does look quick. He's got a little bit of a gap now. Cam Heeps in second, Sam Masters in third. 1 inside, 1 outside. Max James had a little bit of bother. He finds himself at the back and set adrift from the other 2. Out front, lap to go. Justin Sedgmen, can he hold on? Cameron Heeps now looks like the one that is, if either of the Oxford boys are going to make a challenge. But Justin's rode a really great race. He's not put a foot wrong, not put a wheel wrong. Here we go though, last big turn from Cam Heeps. Nah, he's looking to cut back. Probably not going to get a run now. Fair play Justin Sedgmen. Good race win for him. Cameron Heeps didn't give up. He comes home in second. Sam for the first couple of laps was trying, then he just dropped away in third. And Max James at the back got himself in a bit of bother coming off of turn 2 for the first lap. So another 3-3. This one is going to stay close. You get that feeling. Justin Sedgmen with a win. 3 points for him. Cameron Heeps second. Sam Masters third. Point for him. Max James at the back in a tough heat for him, let's be fair. So another 3-3 scoreline makes the progressive ski score, 18-18 as we move from 6 into heat number 7. We can't say these boys aren't giving us some entertainment. Here we can see it from the start line again. The Sam just a tiny bit there before the tapes went up, just the tiniest, that's all it takes. And that gave Justin Sedgmen the initiative going into the first turn. Oh, just off screen there, Max James just lifting a little bit. Sedgy lifted there, but got the wheel, got the front wheel down quick enough to keep in control. And then for the next couple of laps, Sam was inside, Cameron was outside, trying to get up on Sedgy, but to be fair to Justin, he didn't put a foot wrong. Kept his wheels in line, rode a really nice, fast line, back wheel just on that dirt line you can see building up. I wasn't really troubled, to be honest. He had to keep on it. So it's another 2 points for Sam Masters. It's another 1 point for Sam Masters, another 2 point for Cameron Heeps, 3 apiece for them two so far. And it's 5 points from 2 rides so far for Justin Sedgmen. So 2 minutes, referee's getting this, Chris DURNO's getting this race moving on nice and quickly. And we are right into programme here. Off the inside in red, Scott Nicholls, winner first time out. Next to him in white, Kye THOMSON, winner first time out. He'll be in white. Gate 3, Ashton BOUGHEN, 5 points from him from his 2 rides. Great return already from the reserve. And Paco CASTAGNA held second in his first race for a lot of the race, but then just got pipped towards the end. He's got 1 point. He'll be off of gate 4 in the yellow helmet colour. 18-18. Another race win there for gate number 1, Justin Sedgmen. Scott will find himself off of 1 here. Ashton BOUGHEN off of 3. Kye THOMSON off of 2. Paco CASTAGNA off of gate 4. Paco nice and close to the fence, as the last couple of boys have been, so there's obviously a line out there. We're moving on, heat number 7, tapes go up, away we go. Ashton BOUGHEN off of 3, Scott Nicholls off of 1. Great start from the 2 Oxford boys. Can Kye THOMSON get up the inside of Ashton BOUGHEN? No, great line from Ashton. Right, we've got a race on, Scott inside, Ashton BOUGHEN outside. Scott has a quick look, looks back, lovely team riding from Scott Nicholls. Allows his teammate Ashton BOUGHEN round the outside. Yeah, Scott, lovely team riding. Already they've created a gap between themselves and the Edinburgh boys here. Ashton's riding nice and wide. Scott Nicholls sensibly, cleverly, experienced as you'd expect, has just tucked himself into second place. Neither of the front 2 are threatened at the moment. Kye THOMSON, Paco CASTAGNA can't get themselves up into a position to challenge. Ashton BOUGHEN's got the freedom of the Oxford Stadium, the sandy lane here. He's out front. He's going to be 8 points. 8 points from 3 rides from the reserve. What a return already from him. Scott Nicholls, hats off. Great experience. Captain's role in that one. Ashton BOUGHEN, well done with the win. Scott Nicholls, second place. Kye THOMSON, Paco CASTAGNA, well, they didn't give up. They kept working and working for the full 4 laps, but they just couldn't get themselves up to challenge the front 2. So the first 5-1 of the evening goes the way of the home side. The Oxford Cheetahs be delighted with that. Crowd are very happy. 23-19. Any parents out there that have seen Monsters Inc., you know exactly what 23-19 means. Answers on a postcard. If you don't, I'll post it later on social media. Excellent result there for Oxford. 5-1. Ashton BOUGHEN, Scott Nicholls, first and second. Kye THOMSON, Paco CASTAGNA didn't stop working, but just couldn't get up to challenge the Oxford pair. 23-19. 23-19. My son will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's the gap. First gap of the evening for the Oxford Cheetahs. They'll be really pleased with that. Ashton BOUGHEN, 8 from his 3 so far. Scott Nicholls paid 6 from his 2 unbeaten. Here we go from the tapes, and it was the Oxford boys that jumped. You could see that straight away. Scott inside. Ashton just gets his back wheel on that dirt line. Scott looking. Love to see that. Excellent from Scott Nicholls. Great team riding. He then allows the run around the outside. Knows what he's doing there. Just holds that tight inside line. Puts Kye THOMSON off. Kye, makes Kye go across the corner, lose traction, lose going forward speed. And from that moment on, the race was done. Scott looked 2 or 3 times, first couple of laps. Once Ashton was out front, it was game over. Great heat for the Cheetahs. Tough one for the Monarchs. First 4-point gap we've had in this meeting. Yeah, Ashton riding a nice fast line. Never challenged there at all. Scott packed in. And it's great to see. That's what you would want to see from a rider of Scott's experience and ability, just packing in, sat behind his teammate. To be honest, I think Ashton's pulling away from him, but brilliant to see from Scott. You don't have to be on top of each other to team ride. That, in essence, was team riding from Scotty Nicholls. Just sitting in, letting Ashton have the freedom of the track, freedom of the stadium. Great work from Ashton BOUGHEN. A nod of the head as he goes across the start-finish line there. Awesome to see. So, a big 5-1. Big 5-1. First win of the evening. We've had 4 drawn heats so far. We've both registered a 4-2. And then there's the first 5-1 of the evening for the Oxford Cheetahs. So, a bit of track work going on here prior to heat number 8. Let's just have a look at the two lineups and the scores so far. Pretty consistent across the board so far. Sam Masters there, paid 3. Cam Heeps paid 4 again, sorry. Jordan Jenkins paid 4. Scotty Nicholls there, he's unbeaten so far. 5 paid 6, and the standout man, Ashton BOUGHEN, so far 2 wins and a second for him. Gives him the 8 points. But let's not forget Luke Killeen there with a really hard 1 point for him. 23 points so far. Peter Schroeck will be happy with that return. And just looking at the Monarchs, again, stand out at the top there, Craig Cook. 2 races, 2 wins for him. But a good return, Justin Sedgmen. Again, they're going to need Craig and Justin to score big if they're going to hold on to the Cheetahs. Kye Thompson with the race winning the 3rd. He sat there on 4 points. But again, Lasse FREDRIKSEN, the only rider in the meeting so far not to score, but really unlucky. He was excellent in his last race, didn't give up in the 2 races he's been involved in. He's been battling for that 3rd place. So we've got Craig Cook unbeaten for the away side. We've got Scott Nicholls unbeaten for the home side. So we do have a couple of maximum men to keep our eye on as the night rolls on. One of them would love to go home with that. Craig Cook doing exactly what Edinburgh would have asked for him as a replacement for Josh Pickering. Because Josh would have the ability to come here and do what Craig is doing, that's for sure. So we'll move on to heat number 8. 23:19. So the traction on the water barrels are just out at the moment. Again, just evening out the shell a little bit, but the track's riding really nicely. That last heat was the first real processional heat we've had, but it was only like that because of the experience of Scott Nicholls, allowing Ashton to pull away. And again, I think for us Speedway fans, we get there, we understand that. We get the beauty of what Scott Nicholls has done there. And it's awesome to watch that kind of heat. We don't need overtaking in every single heat. For it to be entertaining, you can pick the good bits out of the rest of the heat. Style of the rider, what's going on track. The rider changes his lines. So the guys are giving us a good meeting so far. Got some gate wins off of 3, that's for sure. A couple off of 4. I think gate 2 so far is the only one that hasn't given us a heat win. Been a bit sticky and tricky so far, gate number 2. But again, points have been scored from gate number 2, looking down the programme. So you can still get yourself in a scoring position, it's just not giving you the gate to get out front and take the race win. Amy Courtney, promoter here, does an excellent job with 3 teams to promote. Doesn't really ever stop working, it's fair to say. Just a quick scan over to Wimborne Road. Current score there is Paul Pirates 7, Berwick Bandits 5. A win for Tobias Thompson in heat number 1. A win for Bastian Bork for Berwick in heat number 2. So a nice close meeting there so far. A couple of points for Rory Schlein, a couple of points for Sam Hagan. Plenty. And it looks like Louis Kerr has pulled out injured. Disaster. So it looks like they'll have to run injury rider replacement for the remainder of that meeting. That will put pressure on the likes of John Etheridge, Drew Kemp, Rory Schlein. Let's hope that's not bad news. We were just waiting to welcome Louis back to the Spires. Post went out today that he would be joining the side again. Hopefully that's not put that to bed. Ravaged by injury sometimes, Louis. Shout out to Jonathan, who's messaged me, says he's sat in hospital watching the Speedway. Loving the streams. Jonathan, hope you're well, mate. You've done too bad in hospital there, buddy. Hopefully you're not there with Louis Kerr. You don't want Louis going there. Hopefully it's just a knock for him, but great that you're listening. Thanks for the positive comments. We've had a few different people doing the stream so far. Henry Atkins and Chris Bomber Harris actually stepped in. And myself and Rory and a couple of the others weren't able to do a meeting. Always great hearing it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, the rider's mouth. You give a completely different take on the racing to me, probably. So I'm going to wrap the track grading up in a minute. So 23.19. I've said that about 10 times now. It does take me back. Monsters Inc. The monsters, if they touch a human sock or human item, 23.19 is shouted, and they have to be shaved of all their fur. That's brilliant. 23.19. I'm going to play this. My son's here tonight. I'm going to play this back to him later on, because the amount of times he'd throw a sock at me when he was a little kid and shout 23.19. There you go. He's a little insane to Lee Kilby and what happens home. So, back to reality. Heat number 8 coming up. Expected heat, Cameron Heeps, Luke Killeen, Lasse FREDRIKSEN and Connor Coles. Edinburgh want to hit back early. They're definitely in this meeting, that's for sure. Got heat winners so far in Kye Thompson, Craig Cook, Justin Sedgmen, and like we said at the beginning of the show, them 3 riders have got to get race wins for this meeting to stay close, and they're doing that. Fair play to them. Going to have to try and get Lasse FREDRIKSEN into some points. And hope that Connor Coles and Max James at the bottom end. Paco CASTAGNA is probably a little bit really disappointed with that so far. Only 1 point from his 2 rides. He would have expected more. He does like the big open tracks, Paco. He likes a nice fast track. I think he's had to really battle and learn that Edinburgh track as his home track. I think what we've seen with Paco is, as the meetings develop, once he gets into heat 8, 9, 10, he comes into his own once he's had a couple of heats. And Edinburgh will be hoping it's a similar story for him here tonight, because he's going to have to get a couple more points on the board. You feel, if Edinburgh are going to challenge, because Oxford we will come strong as this meeting develops. Sam Masters, Scott Nicholls, they'll be out a couple of times again in every heat. You've pretty much got somebody from the home side that can win it. It's like we say, great meeting so far. Nice and close. Both teams will want to get those points. Give a shout out to my mate Mitchell Davey, who's given me some stick as well. So I'm watching it, Mitch. So I'm trying to watch my team and some commentators talking all over it. Sounds familiar. That'd be me, Mitch. I'm all on my own. You could have come down and joined me. It's like, what, 5 or 6 hour drive for you. Right, you boys are doing all right so far, Mitch. Only 4 down. Holding their own. It's been long since I've seen you, Mitch. I'll have to get together soon. Probably my turn to come up to you, innit? I'll have to see if BSN will fly me up there. About time I went up to Scotland again. But hope you and Donna are well. So there we go, countdown clock. The referee is probably sick of listening to me. We've got 2 minutes until we're out for heat number 8. There we can see Lasse FREDRIKSEN with that Norwegian flag on the front of his bike. 2-time Norwegian champion. One of those championships where there's other Scandinavian riders I've seen on the rostrum in that meeting as well, so can get in that championship from another country. He'll be out in this one. He's going to go off of gate 4. There has been a couple of winners off of gate 4. Lasse will be in the white helmet colour. And we can see Luke Killeen, excellent third place, 1 point, first time, second time out for him. Worked really hard. Kye Thompson, Paco CASTAGNA there. That's the only part of Paco that's smiling tonight. I've got a funny feeling there's not a smile on the other side of the face. I did notice that in the pictures from Loniga the other day. Fair to say he's quite eccentric on Paco. Right, here we go. Luke Killeen, blue helmet inside gate 1. Connor Coles, gate 2. Couple of points for him so far. Cameron Heeps, thankfully jumped up from that spill he had. He's off gate 3 in the red helmet colour. And Lasse FREDRIKSEN, white, off of gate number 4. 23.19, I've said that before. It's meeting nice and close. Edinburgh are going to want to get something out of this one. Oxford will want to hammer home that advantage and try and just creep away there, get a couple more points on the board. A bit more of a gap between themselves and Edinburgh. 25 seconds till the referee is going to release those tapes. Get us another heat. Gardening done. Riders are in position. Again, Lasse FREDRIKSEN right up against the right up against the fence here. Green light on. Takes up and away we go. Nicholls lifts. That's done his heat. Luke Killeen got loads of drive going up there. Shot past the corner. That's given Cameron Heeps the opportunity to get himself into first place. Nicholls has recovered and got himself into second. And at the moment, Lasse FREDRIKSEN, he's in third. Luke Killeen had all manner of power going up into that first turn, went from inside to outside in a millisecond, but thankfully held on to the bike and no damage done. Cameron Heeps, he's got this race by the scruff of the neck. He's out front. He's looking good. He's looking fast. Nicholls a little bit too close to Lasse FREDRIKSEN's back wheel for my liking there, but he's second and third there, the Edinburgh boys. And again, it's a battle for third. Luke Killeen, he's moved out into that dirt. He's not giving up. He's got a lap and a bit to do it. He's gone in deep here into turn 3. Is the drive there? He's going to come up the inside. Is he going to move up the inside? Yes, he is. Third place. Moves Nicholls over and grabs that third place. Well done, Luke Killeen. Cam Heeps out front. He's got this in the bag. Lasse FREDRIKSEN, solid 2 points for him. Pleased for him. Luke Killeen with an excellent third place, giving the race advantage to Oxford. And Nicholls there, not a lot he could do about that. You could see that Luke Killeen had the speed, and he got himself plenty of grip. Moved up the inside, moved Connor over, and has given the race advantage to the home side. 4-2, 27-21. Cameron Heeps red, nice win for him out front, 3 points. Lasse FREDRIKSEN, points on the board, pleased for him, he's rode really hard tonight, 2 points. Luke Killeen third, another hard fought, 1 point for him in third place. And Nicholls at the back. I've just seen Cameron Heeps come around and collect something. That was his steel shoe. He might have lost his shoe as he was going along there. Shoe or chain guard, I couldn't quite see from up here. Let's see from the tapes again. Nicholls lifts badly and just watch Luke Killeen. Oh, loads of drive there. He did really well to recover from that. Almost got almost a full cutback and drive down the back straight. But Cam Heeps here, he grabbed the heat. He was gone early doors. Nicholls here just drifts out, gives Lasse. Was it? I think it might have been steel shoe that Cam lost there. Seemed to bounce off. Just check the left foot now. Yeah, I think it was a steel shoe. I didn't see that first time out. That's difficult for a rider when they lose their steel shoe. You don't get the ability to put your foot down and glide over the turf, over the track. You've got to almost just touch it with your toe rather than. Yeah, definitely the steel shoe. So well done to Cam. It's amazing to hold on to the win there. But another 4-2, 27-21. To the home side. Good win for Cameron Heeps. He'd want to win heat number 8, Cameron Heeps, the most experienced rider in that race really, and he would want to take that point. Another well fought point for Luke Killeen. Good solid 2 points to Lasse FREDRIKSEN, and Nicholls failed to score in fourth place. 27-21. Bit more of a gap as we look down on the start line here. We're going to see Jordan Jenkins off the inside in blue. We're going to see Justin Sedgmen. Good night so far for Justin. White helmet colour. He's off gate number 2. We are going to see Ashton BOUGHEN off of gate number 3 in red. Not a surprise really. And Craig Cook, tax sub. He's going to be in for Max James off of the outside. So that changes the complexion of this heat somewhat. Let's see what Craig can do from gate 4. Ashton BOUGHEN, Jordan Jenkins, Justin Sedgmen, Craig Cook. Takes her up and away we go. Even break into the first turn. Justin Sedgman's got over the top of Jordan Jenkins. Keep an eye on Craig Cook in yellow. He's got the run up the inside. Whoa, 3 abreast going into turn 3. Justin Sedgmen out front. One big massive blast, Ashton BOUGHEN. He's giving it the big one round the outside, but he's got to keep an eye on Craig Cook on the inside. Jordan Jenkins had to knock the speed off there. Cookie comes up the inside of Ashton BOUGHEN. I could see that developing from Craig Cook there. Ashton BOUGHEN was giving it the big one round the outside. Craig was looking up the inside. So it's looking like the Monarchs are going to throw a 5-1 back at the Cheetahs here. Justin Sedgmen out front, Craig Cook in second. They've now just created a little bit of a gap there from themselves and the relatively inexperienced pairing of Ashton BOUGHEN and George Jenkins. But Ashton's not giving up. He's still working hard. Just drifts across the back of Craig there. Craig in control, I think. It's looking like it's going to be a big 5-1 here. Tax subs worked for John Campbell and his Monarchs. Justin Sedgmen with a win. Craig Cook in second. Ashton BOUGHEN in third. And Jordan Jenkins at the back. So a big card played there from Edinburgh, and it's a card that's worked. Big 5-1 swing back in the way of the Monarchs. 28-26, back to a 2-point gap. Here's the confirmed score. Justin Sedgmen with the win. Craig Cook second. Tack sub, well done, Edinburgh. It's always nice when a tack sub comes off. Unlucky for Ashton BOUGHEN in third place. Didn't give up for the full 4 laps. Jordan Jenkins at the back. So 1-5 Edinburgh for that one. 28-26. Game on, as they say. Craig Cook remains unbeaten. Justin Sedgmen with another 3 points on the board. Ashton BOUGHEN adds to his total. And Jordan Jenkins, for the first time this evening of his 3 rides, fails to score. As you'll probably have noticed, when I talk over the score like I do, it's because I'm filling in my programme. So A, it fills a bit of airtime, and B, it gives me the opportunity to fill my programme. Because I have to fill my programme in. Nothing worse than coming to Speedway and not filling your programme in. 28-26, this meeting is super close. This is what we wanted to see. Edinburgh will be super happy with the way it's going, because they know we've got Sam Masters out in this one, then Scott Nicholls is coming out, and then we've got Sam and Scott again, so it's going to get tough for the Monarchs. But with the form that Sedgy and Craig Cook are in, he's going to go to the wire. You can see Justin, he got over the top there of Jordan Jenkins and bolted his run, and Craig just had that cut back up the inside here, and it all seemed to happen 3 abreast going in here. Fair play to Ashton BOUGHEN, because he put his butt wheel out in that grip and got a nice run around. Cookie looked to turn back up the inside. If Justin hadn't gone as wide as he did, Ashton might have got all the way around. But then from here, whoa, Jordan coming nice and hot there. Almost collected the back of Craig. But that gave the opportunity for Craig to come up the inside. Ashton BOUGHEN just found himself a little bit too wide on that occasion. And a big 5-1 for the Monarchs. 28-26 as we move into heat number 10. We are going to see Kye Thompson, Paco CASTAGNA will be back out. They're on gates 2 and 4. Cookie. That was our first heat win off of gate 2 there for Justin Sedgmen in that last one. To gate 2 now registers a win. Coming to tapes will be Sam Masters and Cameron Heeps. Here we go, here's the lineup for heat number 10. Cameron Heeps off the inside, 6+1 for him so far, in the blue helmet colour. Paco CASTAGNA, he'll want more from his night, 1 point so far, he's yellow. Gate number 2, Sam Masters, 3+1 from his 2 outings so far. In red off gate 3, and Kye Thompson, winner first time out, white helmet colour, he will be off of gate 4. So, the meeting's swinging, ebbing and flowing, it's going both ways. Both teams showing that they've got the appetite to win this one tonight. Let's see what happens here in heat number 10. Tapes go up, away we go. It's a good start inside from Cam Heeps. Is he going to be joined by Sam Masters? Yeah, looks like he's going to be. It's that drive moving from inside to outside down the back straight, and he'll go in deep here, Sam. Cameron Heeps on the inside, Sam Masters on the outside. Paco CASTAGNA, Kye Thompson just tripping over each other a little bit at the back. One of them two's got to get up and land a blow on Cameron Heeps. Otherwise that 5-1 that they've just gained is going to disappear in the heartbeat. Sam Masters out front, Cameron Heeps in second. Kye Thompson on the outside, Paco's riding the inside. After a relatively positive start for them two, they've just drifted away in their last couple of heats. And this is looking like it's going to go back 5-1 to the Cheetahs. We've got 1 lap to go. Sam Masters in complete control out front. Cam Heeps, he's tucked comfortably into second place. Kye Thompson's the one that's chasing in third. He's out in that grit. Probably just a little bit too much to do from here for Kye Thompson. It's going to be a big 5-1 for the Cheetahs. Right back at you. Sam Masters, Cameron Heeps, Kye Thompson in third. A despondent looking Paco CASTAGNA in last place. Good pal of mine, Paco. Hard to see a rider just not on form tonight, but take nothing away. 5-1 to the Cheetahs. 33-27. Pulling away again. What can Edinburgh do to get this one back? Sam Masters with a win. Cameron Heeps in second. Kye Thompson third. Paco CASTAGNA 4. Big 5-1 for the Oxford Cheetahs. Progressive score after heat number 10. 33 Oxford, 27 Edinburgh. Work to be done again. Here we can see it from the start line. Different angle from the tapes here. You can see Paco and Kye already there chasing. Sam gets that run. Cameron has a little look, 2 or 3 times, sees that his partner's out there. That then tells Cam, I'll ride the inside. Sam will go deep. Out in that grip. Slingshot around the outside. And from there, essentially, that heat was done. Oxford in complete control. Neither Kye nor Paco CASTAGNA get themselves up. They're still in touching distance here of Cam, but He just seemed to drift away as the heat progressed. Sam was far enough away that Cam wasn't getting filled in from him. And a big 5-1 for the Oxford Cheetahs. 33-27, 6-point gap as we go into heat number 10, and a good heat number 10 as well. We can see Scott Nicholls there. He's coming out for his third ride. He's unbeaten so far, winning a paid second when he shepherded home Ashton BOUGHEN. But we're also going to see the unbeaten Craig Cook for the Edinburgh Monarchs. There's Scott Nicholls, he's going to roll around. He's going to find himself off of gate 2. We have had a winner off of gate 2. That last heat, we're back to gate 3 again. It's been the best heat, gate of the night, gate 3. Lasse FREDRIKSEN, 2 points last time out. He'll be pleased with that. He's going to find himself off gate 3. And we'll have Ashton BOUGHEN out again here. Feels like Ashton's been out in every other heat at the moment. He'll find himself off of gate 4. So here we go, here's the confirmed starting lineup. I will repeat myself. Craig Cook white off the inside. Scott Nicholls red, gate number 2. Unbeaten, those two riders. Something's got to give in this heat. Lasse FREDRIKSEN, 2 points. He's yellow, gate number 3. And a solid 9 points. Ashton BOUGHEN, he'll be in blue off of gate number 4. And again, that outside wide line, here we go, we can see it there. Again, points, there's very little coming from gate 2 at the minute. Gates 1 and 3, that's where the wins are from. A couple off of gate 2. But we've had heat winners, we've had two heat wins for Ashton BOUGHEN. And Scott Nicholls winning a paid second. Craig Cook, 2 wins and a paid second. And a second place last time out for Lasse FREDRIKSEN. So a hot heat this one. Edinburgh looking to hit back. Heat number 11, takes go up. Lasse FREDRIKSEN lifts, Craig Cook doesn't lift. A great start from Craig. He'll ride a nice tight line going around 1 and 2. Yes, he does. Ashton BOUGHEN, let's see what he can produce as he goes deep into turn 3. He's going to get a big boom run around the outside, but Craig is also out there on that dirt line. Craig looking imperious tonight, looks really fast and in control. Craig looking on really good form. Oxford will pack in, to be honest, at this stage of the meeting. 6 points up, they'll probably take that, they'll be happy with that. Ashton BOUGHEN looking fast in his own accord, but Scott's going to go in a bit deeper here. Maybe Scott just looking to try and get up and have a bit of a nibble at Craig, but Craig Cook's riding really fast, nice line, in control. It's going to take a heck of a lot from Scott or Ashton to get up to challenge him with a lap to go. Barring any mechanical failures, it looks like this heat is going to be a 3-3. Stabilised for Oxford, but they just need a little bit more. Edinburgh 6 down at the moment, but hats off to Craig Cook, completely in control. Great race for him. He takes the win. Scott Nicholls second, Ashton BOUGHEN third, and Lasse FREDRIKSEN couldn't get himself up amongst the scorers in that one. So Craig Cook, he wins the battle of the unbeaten riders in that one, and another 3 points for him. Craig Cook with a win. Ashton BOUGHEN in second, Scott Nicholls in third. His unbeaten night comes to an end, but to be fair, he probably just sit back there and let Ashton take second place. Lasse FREDRIKSEN in the back, so a 3-3 scoreline. Keeps a 6 point gap remaining for the Oxford side, 36 to Oxford, 30 to the Edinburgh Monarchs. Here we can see it from tapes. Lasse FREDRIKSEN lifts, but Craig made the gate. Craig Cook rides a nice inside tight line, and when you're in control there like that, it's his race there to win or lose really, and he rode a really nice back straight. Knows where to put the bike. Ashton BOUGHEN trying to get around the outside. Craig is out there as well, so there's nowhere for him to go. And essentially that one was done and dusted at that point. The battle then was who was going to come second out of Scott and Ashton, but Scott just sat him, allowed Ashton to take the second place. And again, a little bit of experience there shown from Craig, from Scott, sorry. But another 2 points for Ashton BOUGHEN, another fantastic return for him. Craig Cook in complete control, you can see that there, riding a really nice line. And when you've got that fresh air, you've got the track at your disposal, so to speak. He was out, you can see he's riding with such confidence at the moment, Craig. He was here last week, he didn't have a great meeting for the Spires last week here, but you know, he had a big crash in his first race that hampered him for the rest of the night potentially. But he's putting what he learnt that night into good use tonight, and he's riding superbly. And after 4 rides, he's unbeaten with paid 12, 11 paid 12. But Oxford won't mind that so much, 36-33. They've got that 6 point gap as we move into the last 4 heats of the night. And again, we'll just do a bit of track work. The track's riding really nicely. Absolutely no dust tonight. Let's take a look at the scorers. Standout man is obviously Ashton BOUGHEN there, number 6 for Oxford. He's picked up 11 points so far. Terrific night for him. And again, a shout out probably to Cam Heeps there, number 2. He's had a great night as well after crashing first time out. Craig Cook, paid 12 so far, unbeaten. He's still going to see him a couple of times more tonight, Craig. So he could end up with a hatful. Justin Sedgmen with a solid 8 points. And just that middle order of the team there, Lasse, Kye and Paco. Could have done with a little bit more from them. But they are only 6 points down, so it's not all lost. They can still bring this meeting back. Potentially we'll see. We've got a rider replacement. We'll be out in the next one for Henry Atkins, but we'll bring you that when we have it. So they're just going to have a little bit of an interval now. I might just take 60 seconds to have a quick glass of water. Great meeting so far, lots of great racing. When someone's made the trap and not been challenged, they've been riding superb lines, and we can just admire the skill out front and the speed. As we move into the back end, it is 36-33. And I've been joined by a co-commentator who should really be the main commentator. Don't get me wrong, Mr. Dave Rowe. Dave, welcome.
Lee, good to be here. Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Come to give my voice a break.
Oh dear, it's been tough work, has it?
It's tough going on your own, it's fair to say. You must know that better than anybody.
Unfortunately so, but interesting meeting so far, and still lots to go for.
Really interesting. I think I said at the beginning of the meeting, you felt that Justin Sedgmen, Kye Thompson, Craig Cook, they had to dial in and get the points to keep it close, but that middle order of the team at the minute is just letting Edinburgh down a tiny bit. Yeah,
and I thought when Kye Thompson won Heat 3, he was in for a good night, but since then, obviously his combination with Paco CASTAGNA, Heat 7 and 10, didn't work out, and Oxford have certainly had what they want from Cameron Heeps and also Ashton BOUGHEN as well, and that's just made the difference. But you look at, obviously it's 13 and 15, you're going to have probably Nicholls and Masters against Cook and Sedgmen. That could go either way, because Cookie really is gating and riding a track well.
Looks imperious, doesn't he? Looks amazing.
Yeah, so a lot could depend on those, like what can Kye Thompson do in Heat 12, what can Paco do in Heat 14, which is traditional race.
Yeah,
so
that's right, that's when he comes alive. Yeah, I don't think that smile there on the back of his head is... I think it might turn the frown is upside down at the minute, I think.
How fortunes can change. Grand Prix Challenge qualifier at Lonigo, and then different track, different conditions, and it's all... much tougher.
And he's very much a big track, fast line rider, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's his skill set, Paco. But again, yeah, let's just have a quick look. It's really good over at Wimborne Road tonight as well. At the moment, it's Paul 17, Berwick 19. So Berwick a really
good effort by Berwick, especially with the Louis Kerr situation.
Yeah, so Louis out injured R&R. 8 points so far for Rory Schlein. Bastian Bork at reserve. He's paid 7 so far. And Drew Kemp won his first ride. Maybe putting a statement out there, Drew. But they're running the Pirates, which is great to see as well.
Certainly is, and Berwick, of course, don't tend to have a particularly strong away record. And I know when Stuart Dixon went in there, the big priority was win your home matches. But if he can go with Poole and keep it close, or even more than that, then that will be a statement result.
Yeah, at the moment, Richard Lawson's 1 point from 2 rides. That's the big surprise, I think. Okay. Retired in his second one, potentially was in a scoring position when he retired. But yeah, only 1 point for him so far. But this meeting, yeah, I think I was looking at it earlier on, and I always felt it would be a home win. You never know with Edinburgh. You never know. You know, if they all dial in. You look at the reserves, and again, Ashton BOUGHEN, when you've got reserve scoring points like that,
he's going to go places, isn't he? He's going to go places very, very quickly, and you see the way he rides the track, and you see the way Scott Nicholls is happy to ride with him as well, and can trust where he's going to go. He's really come on, I think, in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's so tough, especially riding as rising star in the Premiership, and there's going to be nights where he scores naught or whatever. So keeping your head up during that, and this is the league where Oxford will really expect him to kick on. And when he wins races, he wins them in quick times.
And again, I was talking to his mechanic. I've mentioned it a couple of times, Wayne Parker, and I travel with Wayne a little bit. And what I like about Ashton is when he's out front, and yes, he's going to have meetings where it doesn't work, but he looks so composed. And like for a young rider to be out the front and beating riders that he's beating and not get nervous and not make mistakes is fantastic. You know, for him, that's great for his progression.
I think that development curve is there, and we can see it. We saw it last year in the NDL. He stepped up a bit this year as well. I think we'll see him do a bit more on the continent, because he's certainly going to be part of the GB setup there. And hopefully, if the club can nurture him, which I'm sure they will, not put too much pressure on him, which they don't, he's only going one way, and it's really exciting because he's still only 16. Yeah,
and again, you like me, we've been around a while. When you see a rider come through, certain riders you can just tell. Look, I remember Lewis Bridger coming through when he was at Weymouth. You just knew that he had oodles of ability. And when I look at Ashton, I see exactly the same, just oodles of ability and composed. And not fearful in any way, is he?
No, it's really no respect to reputations. He'll go out, it doesn't matter who he races against. A couple of times tonight, Craig Cook's beaten him just for a bit of experience, and that's all it is. And give it a year or so's time, and that bike will be in a slightly different position, and he'll know exactly where to go. But the stride he's making, is really impressive. And I mean, Lewis Bridger was one, wasn't he, around 2006-7 time when he came in at 16, and sadly it didn't quite work out at the very top, but he was still a good rider on his day.
And rode in. I remember him racing in for Team GB under Midlow. I'm sure he had a meeting out in Poland or somewhere. I remember he reached that level. So let's hope Ashton can continue his progression and do the same thing. So we're 36-33 here, but the thing for Edinburgh is we know that coming to tapes on more than one occasion, Sam Masters, Scott Nicholls, it's going to be tough for them from here.
Those heats 13 and 15 are going to be difficult. Of course, they used the tack sub earlier, and it worked out for them with Craig Cook coming into heat 9. The problem they've got, of course, is that they have a reserve going in both heats 12 and 14. It'll be interesting to see whether Peter Schroeck elects to use Ashton BOUGHEN an extra time, because he does have 2 rides available, a programme ride in heat 14 and potentially heat 12, which we'll see shortly, because I'm sure that Cameron Heeps will get the RR ride. We'll get that confirmed shortly.
Yeah, that is Cameron Heeps will be out in red in this one,
So we're just awaiting whether they'll change in blue or whether they'll leave Luke Killeen here.
I think still Luke.
It looks like
Luke's going to come out.
Okay, so
and that's testimony to Luke. He scored a couple of really battling third places, hasn't he?
Yeah, and if you're Peter Schroeck, you now go out and say, well, you've got to go and beat Max James.
Yeah.
If Kye Thompson makes the gate, then okay, we'll trust our big boys to go and do it later on. But win your individual battle.
Your race is Max James, isn't it?
And Max is a rider that's coming on himself as well. So he's done okay this season for
definitely
his first season.
Yeah, first season at this level. He's done well for Leicester, hasn't he? Last couple of years in the NDL. We're out. But
Edinburgh need Kye Thompson to win this. That's the
he's got to come to. After he won his first one, I was thinking, Kye's going to have a night here. And like you say, just since then he's just dropped off a little bit. But we've got a minute to go until we're back at tapes for heat number 12. The lineup for this one will be Max James off the inside in yellow. Next to him in red will be Cameron Heeps. He taking the rider replacement ride for Henry Atkins. Off of gate 3 in white will be Kye Thompson. And off the outside in blue, with those 2 battling third places, will be Luke Killeen. But like Dave said, this is a big heat for those middle riders, I think. Cam Heeps and Kye Thompson. And potentially that third place battle between Max James and Luke Killeen.
Yeah, could get 2 separate races and both equally important. What a start that was by Luke Killeen in his previous ride off the inside. Have you ever seen a start like that? And I'm sure he hasn't either. But
no, I think the fence was approaching him pretty quickly as he went into the first turn. But fair play, he managed to get it back under control and then got the run down the back straight. So we're 6 points here. We are Cameron Heeps, we're Luke Killeen, we're Kye Thompson, and we're Max James. Something is needed in this one for the Monarchs. You do feel that if they get the advantage in this one, Oxford, the meeting and the race meeting will just get away from them. But here we go. Start marshal's happy, the riders are at tapes. Here we go. Pop goes Luke Killeen. Contact going into the first turn there. Will the ref bring that back? It's a bit of a mess at the start, but the referee seems to be letting it go. I think you can have the riders by default are telling you to put the red lights on there, ref.
Well, we've got riders strewn all over the track. I think there was obviously contact between Max James and Cameron Heeps, which I think has damaged Max James's bike, which has caused him to go down. Luke Killeen was actually under power when the race was stopped. He had an issue on the start line.
Yep. So I think that will see Luke Killeen out, personally.
Well, he could. Yellow is out. Max James is out.
Which surprises me, because there was contact going up into the first turn.
I think that's caused the crash. We'll see it again here. So Luke Killeen on the outside has got an issue off the start line. You can see there him pumping his throttle. So he's in trouble, but he gets going. And there's a bit of elbow between James and Heeps.
There's a lot of contact. There was a lot of contact for the referee to exclude him for that. I'm quite surprised, to be honest.
I'd have expected potentially everyone back, but whether it's the contact that's caused him an injury.
And what's interesting, we've got no blue light on at the minute, Dave. So there's no exclusion at the minute for Luke Killeen.
Well, Luke Killeen had got going. And I think he was just under power when the race was stopped.
So that could be a big blow.
So one suspects that Max James actually came down because of the crash that maybe caused an injury.
You can see Luke pumping the throttle, really. Keep an eye on blue on gate 4. You can see there's nothing there for Luke. And then big contact there. It kicks Cam forward.
Yeah, Max James' right foot off the peg.
Yeah.
After the contact with Heeps, that's what's brought him down.
Do you think maybe the referee feels that he didn't necessarily have to go down there, and he's gone down of his own admission?
Or maybe that he came across into Cameron in the first place, maybe.
And it's hard to know because we're not on the bike, we're not in that position. But Kye had made the start. Kye had made a good gate there. He was out the front of Cam because he had that little bit of contact. So it was a potential 4-2 there for Edinburgh. Max James didn't know that at the time, and there was a lot of contact. I sometimes feel for a referee, if I was a referee, I would take the get-out clause of something gone on between the tapes and the first turn. I can bring that back.
Yeah, just trying to see if the Edinburgh management are on the phone to the referee at this stage. I know that
I can't see any of the blue manager's coat, so I anticipate that yes, they're in that
I
certainly
can't see John Campbell looking across at our screen now and looking at so maybe he is, but not that will change anything, because that yellow light is on, and it'll be Kye Thomson going alone in the restart, and a bit of fortune there for Luke Killeen.
You potentially feel if they are on the phone. Yeah, I've just seen John come out actually. Whether they were questioning the Luke Killeen and whether he was or wasn't under power, but that's a big blow for Edinburgh.
Well, there's certainly some arms outstretched there, as if to say what's going on.
Yeah. You can see middle of your screen, and that's John Campbell.
Yeah.
Promoted team manager. Everybody's not sure.
Let's look at this contact between yellow and red and see if we think that Max James moves into Cameron Heeps.
Nice. I don't know. I think that for me, that's a first bend incident. It's on its way up to the start line. There's contact. I would be taking that get out clause, but the referee potentially feels there that I think that he could have carried on. Oh, we've got a... We're just going to try and bring the replay up again and have another little look. There's plenty to keep an eye on there.
So it's Killeen first with the issue on the outside, but he was under power when the race was stopped.
So big contact. Whether that throws Max off completely and... The question is whether he fell off on his own, or that knock that he'd had initially, and he was kind of going straight past the corner as well towards Kye Thomson, so maybe that was in his head as well. There's a lot for the referee to digest in that first turn.
Well, it will be 3 only for the restart, with the riders making their way back on the circuit.
We did have a special guest with us there for a moment, Dave.
Indeed.
We were joined by the referee who was looking at those images. There was a lot going on, and there was a couple of big calls for him to make there, wasn't there? And like Dave has just said, he has gone with Luke Killeen back in and Max James out.
Yeah, I'm satisfied that Luke Killeen was under power, and credit to him, because having had whatever he had go on, the easiest thing to do is just pull off.
Yeah.
But he actually got the bike going, and was fortunate that something went on in front of him.
So there we go, no Max James on the inside for Edinburgh. He's excluded as the cause of that stoppage first time out. Cameron Heeps, red, gate 2. Kye Thomson, who made a good gate there in white, gate 3 for Edinburgh. And Luke Killeen, who got that bike back up, going off from we heard it pop from up here. He's going to be blue off of gate 4. But like Dave said, it was good that he did that, because that's got him back in this race, otherwise we would have had a match race. But we haven't. The advantage is to Oxford. What can Kye Thomson do off of gate 3? Takes up, and he's made a great start. Kye Thomson gets himself out front. Damage limitation for him in this one. He's out front. Cameron Heeps tucked into second. Luke Killeen in third. Can Cameron Heeps come up and challenge Kye Thomson for the win? That's the question, Dave.
Well, Kye Thomson nailed that start from gate 3. Absolutely got it spot on. We have seen Cameron Heeps with plenty of pace throughout the meeting so far, pulling some big lines. He's doing so again. This time, Kye Thomson appears to have got the angles covered. This will keep Edinburgh in the meeting. Yeah,
Cameron's really trying. He's inside, outside. He's out in that grip. He's looking to make a move. He's now cut back to the inside to see if he can get a tight line, but Kye's running a really fast line around the outside, and it's going to take something big from Cameron with a lap to go. I'm not sure he's got enough in the tank, because Kye looks quick, Dave.
Intelligent move by Kye Thomson to go for the outside on turns 1 and 2. He's looking really quick here. I don't think Cameron Heeps has too much answer to it, so it looks like 6 points in it with 3 to go. Yeah,
it certainly does. Great race there from Kye Thomson. He made the gate, like Dave said, off of gate, and he's taken the win. 3-3 scoreline. That was the best that Edinburgh could hope for after losing Max James. A win for Kye Thomson, second for Cameron Heeps. Luke Killeen with another third place for him tonight. 3-3 keeps that score a 6-point gap. 39-33. It's all to play for as we head into the super big Heat 13. So there we go. Kye Thomson with a win for Edinburgh. Second place Cameron Heeps. Third place was Luke Killeen. No Max James. Only 3 riders in that one. It's a 3-3 scoreline. 39-33. Game on with 3 to go, Dave.
Well, that makes it really interesting now, because you've got 2 races between the big hitters. Watch this start here from the rider in white, Kye Thomson. That is absolutely perfect. Gets himself above Cameron Heeps into turn 1. You can see Luke Killeen there in the 3rd place, gets that to odd point. Really, Cameron Heeps tried for a lap or so, trying to make that big line around the outside once more, but Kye Thompson had the angles covered, and then mid-race he switched himself out to a more outside line. He had plenty of speed, looked over his right shoulder. I think throughout that race he knew exactly where Cameron Heeps was. That was a controlled effort by the Edinburgh man, and as I say, it keeps his side in contention.
Certainly does, and I've seen that progression in Kye over the last couple of years. He's turning into a really intelligent young rider, and to do that, to move across track, to kind of know where Cam was going to attack him from, was really good to see, and that's exactly what Edinburgh had to get from that heat.
I think they'll hope for more from Kye Thompson. He's been around a few years now, had a bit of a spell last year with Killeen. If he can, going forward, if he can really back up Justin Sedgmen and Josh Pickering, it's a powerful top order. That 3rd heat leader role is crucial. But talking of crucial, look at this lineup.
Wow, what a heat we've got in front of us now. The big hitters are out. Off the inside is going to be Sam Masters, 6+1 for him so far. He's in the red helmet colour. Craig Cook, unbeaten so far, looking outstanding, Craig. He's in white from gate number 2. Scott Nicholls, 6+2, blue helmet colour, gate number 3. And Justin Sedgmen, 8 points, yellow helmet colour, off the outside. To be fair, all of these riders are riding well. This race could go any way, Dave.
It's very hard to call, isn't it? Craig Cook unbeaten so far from 4 rides. Justin Sedgman's dropped just that 1 point, as has Scott Nicholls. Sam Masters has got to make the start here from the inside. Very, very hard to call, but I think the Edinburgh tactic will be they'll want Cook to gate on Masters, clamp him and try and get Sedgmen around the outside.
Yeah, the heat wins are still really coming mainly from gates 1 and 3, so Oxford have got that in the locker here. But we've seen Craig Gate, he's won heats off of the unfavoured 2 and 4 already. And Justin Sedgmen has shown that he can get out wide, get across, and that's what they're going to want him to do.
He's a really fast starter.
This could be a full-on first turn.
Could be some drama here.
Fantastic. 6 points is the gap as we move into heat 13. Sam Masters, Scott Nicholls, Craig Cook, Justin Sedgmen, 4 of the best riders in this division. What are they going to produce? Start Marshall's happy, green light is on. Here we go for a massive heat 13, takes go up, away we go, a bit of lifting from Sam and Craig off the inside. Is Scott going to get the run? Sam will clamp Craig to the curb, Scott comes around the outside, looking good for Oxford so far. Sam on the inside, Scott Nicholls on the outside. Here comes Craig up the inside, comes across the back wheel of Sam as he puts it deeper going into turns 1 and 2 for the second time of asking. But at the moment, Oxford in control, Dave.
Crucial start by Sam Masters. He got just there in front of Craig Cook, and that was absolutely vital because that enabled the space for Scott Nicholls around the outside because Sedgmen missed out, and so far so good for Oxford.
Yeah, this is a huge 5-1. Not expected, but either of these sides could have made the gate and been producing what they're producing. Scott Nicholls out front blue, Sam Masters red second place. Chasing is Craig Cook in white. Justin Sedgmen just set a drift, but Oxford look in control.
As you said, gates 1 and 3 could be important, and they were. These two bringing it home here for the home side. Perfect display of team riding, perfect first bend, and in fact, Justin Sedgmen is actually packing up.
Yeah, big win. Scott on the back wheel, he takes the win. Win for Scott Nicholls in blue. Sam Masters second. Justin Sedgmen, whether he had bike problems or just gave up the ghost towards the end there. Craig Cook didn't stop battling for the entire race, but just couldn't get up. 44-34. That's pretty much put this meeting to bed now.
Yeah, that pretty much sorts things out for Oxford there as a result. Scott Nicholls, Sam Masters, Craig Cook, Justin Sedgmen. They're celebrating the 5-1, but they'll want to try and push on because, of course, there's the aggregate point to come when they visit Edinburgh, which comes up next weekend. So that's all important, but this was all about the first bend. We thought it would be competitive, and it certainly was. And Sam Masters, quality here from the rider in red to really nail this start up against Craig Cook, and this is the key moment of the race and potentially the meeting. Cook lifting slightly off gate 2, Masters gets there in front and Scott Nicholls out there with him, and then the way is blocked there for Craig Cook. Masters rides perfectly off bend 2, Nicholls round the outside, and that's exactly what Oxford required.
And that was the key, wasn't it? The key, Craig was looking for that run up the inside, but because of the position Sam had got himself in, it didn't allow for that, and that let Scott go past him. Scott get out front. And that then, Craig didn't give up. Again, he was working really hard, drifting out wide, trying to get that drive going forward, but just couldn't land a blow. And a massive, massive 5-1. But like you just said there, it's the aggregate point. That's what John Campbell and the Edinburgh management will be saying to the team. Don't give up. Let's keep working these final 2 heats. Let's try and get a couple of heat advantages so that when we entertain Oxford later in the season, we're not chasing a huge deficit. So we're straight on to heat 14. Off the inside will be Paco CASTAGNA. This is, like Dave said earlier, when he comes alive. He's off of gate 1 in white. Ashton BOUGHEN, great night for him. Blue, gate number 2. Connor Coles, he scored 2 points in his opening heat, but has had nothing since then. He's going to be in yellow off of gate 3. And John Jenkins, paid 4 for him. He's going to be in red off of gate number 4. So the meeting essentially done and dusted for the Cheetahs, but that aggregate point is what Edinburgh will be fighting to keep nice and close. But on the flip side, Peter Schroeck will be telling his boys to be ruthless. Let's go out and get a couple more heat advantages and put the meeting to bed. And to be honest, they've got 1 and 3 Edinburgh, so can they do anything from there?
I think it depends on Paco CASTAGNA here off the inside gate. We've not seen too much from Nicholls since Heat 2. Ballinger's gone well in blue. Can he make the start here on CASTAGNA? I think, as you say, Peter Schroeck will be delighted with this margin so far, and can he extend further?
Let's see. Here we go. Heat number 14, 44-34. Tapes go up on Heat 14. That's a great start from Ashton BOUGHEN. He's done exactly what was asked of him there, but keep an eye. In red, Jordan Jenkins going big. He's going wide. He's going fast down the back straight into second place. Fantastic stuff from Jordan Jenkins in red. Ashton BOUGHEN made the gate, got himself over the top of Paco CASTAGNA. Jordan Jenkins worked his socks off to get himself up into that second place. Paco just having a look, standing up the inside. Can't land a blow with a couple of laps gone. Looks like it could be another 5-1.
Brilliant first 2 turns there from Jordan Jenkins. That's the kind of riding I want to see from him, because he's got that in his locker. And Paco CASTAGNA almost turning himself inside out, trying to gain ground. Boughton out front looking superb, and a brilliant ride by Jenkins.
Yeah, he's not looking like a reserve at all at the moment. Ashton BOUGHEN is on great form. Super close to the fence, super confident. He's riding excellent. Jordan Jenkins got himself up into second place. Had to fight really hard to get himself into that position. And Edinburgh just drifting away now, and this meeting has got away from them in the last 2 heats. And this is another big 5-1 for the Cheetahs. Ashton BOUGHEN with the win, Jordan Jenkins in second, Paco CASTAGNA comes home in third. That's the hammer blow. That is what Peter Schroeck wanted. It's not what John Campbell wanted. It's 2 5-1s, heat 13 and 14 that have done the damage. Now that gap that's been really close for the entire meeting has just gotten away from Edinburgh, but the Cheetahs will be absolutely delighted, Dave.
They certainly will, and BOUGHEN has scored 13, paid 14, which is a huge weapon to have at reserve. He got double figures at Workington at the weekend. He's celebrating on one wheel. He made the start off 2 where Paco CASTAGNA didn't off 1, and we'll see the replay shortly. But here's the result with BOUGHEN winning heat 14, Jenkins second, Paco CASTAGNA third, Nicholls at the back. 5-1 to the Oxford Cheetahs, who now lead by 49 points to 35. Yeah, BOUGHEN made it look easy from the gate. Jenkins first, Ben, that's what we want to watch.
You called it. If you see it from the tapes here, watch Ashton. The important thing is if he can make the gate and he gets across Paco, which he does, that clamps Paco. He's got nowhere to go. But Jordan Jenkins was giving it big out wide. He got the run around the outside of Nicholls and just carried that speed all the way down the back straight. And Paco's got no answer to that. You can't respond to that when someone's got that big long straight. But look at Ashton out front.
So wide, and on lap 4 he was almost scraping the fence.
Yeah.
So the bike control, the talent of the 16-year-old is fantastic to see, and he's loving it out there.
Paco's trying, he likes the inside line, Paco, and he was looking at that line to try and get up the inside of Jordan Jenkins. But Jordan just looked in control. Once he'd got himself into that second place, it's always difficult back end of the meeting like this, and Paco couldn't land a blow. And just the 1 point from Paco CASTAGNA, 2 points, sorry, 2 third places for him this evening. He'll be coming from a high back down to a low.
Totally. That was where he backed himself in on that previous bend, where he was just completely out. Look how wide BOUGHEN's going up there, up on the top turn. Just showing the confidence he has and the development he's making. And certainly as far as Edinburgh are concerned, having been so close all night, 2 points after heat 9, and now the gap is 14 with potentially more to come. Who knows in heat 15? That's going to frustrate them with that aggregate point in mind. There's that last bend again. He's even wider.
Look how far out he is. He was almost joining us then for a moment. I mean, they've had what, 3 5-1s in the last 5 heats. That's the damage. That's what's been done there. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the scorers, and again there's a lot to pick here from the Oxford side. As Dave's already said, Ashton BOUGHEN there with 14 points. That's immense from reserve, and if you've got a reserve doing that, it's just a game changer for the meetings. But Scott Nicholls paid 11, Cameron Heeps paid 12, Sam Masters paid 10. I mean, we could pick any of them out really. I
think the crucial thing is when your middle and lower order step up, when you've got the situation with rider replacement with Henry Atkins out, you've got to have the one rider above in the averages. That's Cameron Heeps, and at least one reserve firing. That's what they've got, and the team works in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, a shout out to Luke Killeen at the bottom end, because he's got 3 third places there. 2 of them are really hard fought. Craig Cook's had a great night for Edinburgh. You can't question anything that Craig's done tonight. He lost his maximum in that last one. He's got paid 13 so far. Kye Thompson with a couple of heat wins. He's been there or thereabouts, and he's done his job in the middle order of that team. Justin Sedgmen with 8 as well. You just feel that they've lost it in those potentially 2, 4, 6 kind of positions, haven't they?
Yeah, they haven't had an answer to that. That's the direct battle with the likes of Heeps and BOUGHEN, and that's the battle they've lost. They've had the heat wins, Sedgmen and Cook. You can't argue with that when you come into an away track against the likes of Masters and Nicholls. The fact that Cook's won 3 and had a paid win, Sedgmen's won 2. You can't argue with that. And really, Kye Thomson, 2 wins. Okay, they've been 2 5-1s against in the middle. It's not too bad at heat leader, but it's lower down that's gone wrong for Edinburgh.
Yeah, 14 heats and they've had 7 wins.
Yeah, that's not bad going at all.
That's great going away from home, isn't it? And again, that's what we called out at the beginning of the meeting. So if those 3 can really step in, which they've done, but you know the middle order, Paco will be really disappointed with that. And it's hard for the likes of Max James coming here against this level of rider. And again, he'll be looking at his opposition riders. But in Ashton BOUGHEN and Luke Killeen, he's got 2 riders that know this track now. And you're up against it in every heat.
Yeah, Max James will have been here once or twice in the National League, and
Leicester,
that's all. And that is, it's a learning curve. And if he can win Heat 2 at home and pick up the odd point away, then that's what they want. But yes, potentially Connor Coles with 2 points from 4 rides, more experienced rider, had a good year last year with Berwick. Potentially would want a bit more than that. Yeah,
just looking at the points there, there's points been scored across all the gates and heat wins from all the gates in the end. But 1 and 3. Giving us 10 of the heat winners tonight, so that has been the place to be. But points have come across the board from all 4 heats.
It's a fair racetrack, and it's a good racetrack, and we see meetings here every week in both leagues, fully entertaining. And doubtless Heat 15 will provide the same again.
And it's looking like there's our lineup for you for Heat 15. Sam Masters in red, he'll be off of gate 1. Oxford obviously had pick at the back end because Paco CASTAGNA, the captain of Edinburgh, he won the toss early on and took 1 and 3 in Heat 1. So it swings back and Oxford get the pick. So Sam Masters will be in red off of gate 1. Justin Sedgmen will be in white off of gate 2. Scott Nicholls in blue off of gate 3. And Craig Cook, gate 4, in yellow. But again, spectacular heat. And Edinburgh, if they can get a 5-1 here and have a 10-point deficit, you know, at the start of the day, they potentially might have taken that.
10 points always feels like par when you're looking over a 2-legged aggregate tie, if you like. Interesting that they've, whilst Oxford have gone as they were in Heat 13 with Sam Masters on the inside, made such a good start. Edinburgh have switched, so Sedgmen this time is off gate 2, and they've gone with Craig Cook off the outside. So they're the ones that have not a change of personnel, but a change of gate position. But once again, the key here will be, can Sam Masters make it off the inside and control that race, or will we see a fast start from Sedgmen just to his right to really get into the action here? 14 points for Oxford, they've been delighted with that, but Edinburgh will try and close things down in Heat 15.
Yeah, so just to go back over that, we're going to see Sam Masters in red off the inside, Justin Sedgmen white off of gate 2 for Edinburgh, Scott Nicholls in blue off of gate 3 for Oxford, and Craig Cook, previously unbeaten until his last race, he'll be in yellow off of gate 4. But big points from all these riders tonight. They've all won heats, they've all looked good. We could have a spectacular last heat here. Oxford will want to get another heat advantage just so they've got a bigger gap to take up to Edinburgh. Edinburgh, they'll want a 5-1, they'll want a heat advantage out of this one to keep it that little bit closer so that when that aggregate point comes into play, they've got a bit more of an opportunity. When we
look at Sam Masters starting right on the inside there, couldn't be any closer.
No, he's right on the curve, right on the inside line there. So for the last time tonight, we are Heat 15. Green light is on, referee's happy, Marshall walks away, tapes go up, Scott Nicholls lifts a little bit. It's a great start from Sam Masters off the inside. Scott Nicholls immediately switched to the outside, but that gives the Edinburgh boys the chance to pack out the inside of it. But keep an eye on Scott Nicholls as he goes big, he goes deep. Is Justin Sedgmen going to stop that run? Whoa, Scott Nicholls is right on that fence. Craig Cook then comes up the inside. Scott's got to hold it. Craig's up the inside. Justin Sedgmen just backs off a tiny bit. As Scott got himself up front, Dave.
Unbelievable ride by Scott Nicholls. Absolutely incredible. He made it all the way from last to first. Sam Masters waiting for him there on lap 2. I tell you what, the commitment that Scott still has, unreal. Unreal.
Absolutely can't challenge that. There's still a blanket over Sam Masters and Craig Cook here. Craig will want to keep Sam on it for this entire race. Scott Nicholls, he's out front. Sam Masters second. We're into the last lap. Not sure the Edinburgh boys are going to be able to bring anything back. This is a big end to this meeting. 3 5-1s in succession has brought the victory home for the Cheetahs. Scott Nicholls, Sam Masters, Craig Cook is your finishing order. It's another big 5-1, and a meeting which was close all the way through has just gotten away from Edinburgh in those last 3 heats, with the Cheetahs hammering in 3 5-1s to give it a final score of 54-36. But what an opening lap, Dave.
Scott Nicholls turned 46 years of age last month, and he's still doing it. The track craft, the commitment, unbelievable. That's what you pay to see. That's why he's still entertaining, he's still competitive, very competitive indeed. fair play to the Edinburgh boys. They were fair on the racetrack, and a spectacular lap. I don't think the final score tells the full story of the meeting, but Oxford won't care about that. Nicholls wins heat 15, absolutely sensational. Masters second, Craig Cook third, Justin Sedgmen out the back, and we'll doubtless show you the action from that first lap also very, very shortly, because this is fantastic. Sam Masters right on the inside, as we said. He makes the start once more. This time he outgates Justin Sedgmen, but Scott Nicholls gets a possible nudge there from Sedgmen on the first turn, sends him out wide. At this point, it looks like the Monarchs have covered at least second and third. Masters in front, but then the big ride round the outside, and it's a question of can you make it? Once you're there, you're committed. As I say, Sedgmen just leaves him racing room. He takes it and somehow gets round both. And at this point, I think Sam Masters does know what's going on, and he takes a look, and he's aware, and that gives him the run round the outside. Perfect team riding.
Absolutely brilliant. And Craig was inside, looking. But when you've got that run around the outside here, the way they do the track, you can carry so much speed. Carry so much speed going down that back straight that you can really get yourself in this entry, and that's what Scott Nicholls does. But you're so right, Dave. 46 years of age, and they say that riders, as they get older, they start to take a few less risks, and that gap that used to be there when you were 20, 30 years old is gone. Not for Scott. The gap's still there, and he's still going for it.
What he is around a technical track like this, he was always very good around places like Wolverhampton and the old Bellevue and Oxford in the previous era. On a circuit like this, there is no substitute for that track craft and experience, and you'll beat riders who may be faster, more revered in Poland or whatever, just through track craft alone. Remember opening night here with him and Chris Harris for the Spires in that meeting against Birmingham, and we see it week after week, and if he carries on doing that, he'll do it for year after year. 18 points for Oxford there.
That's amazing. They really 3-5-1s in the last 3 heats has absolutely dragged that meeting away from Edinburgh, and they've got a mountain to climb when they come back for the aggregate scoreline. But what a meeting. Excellent speedway all the way through. Wonderful day for you to join me for the last 4 heats.
Loved it, very much enjoyed it. Yes, it's quite a surprise, but
it's really good. Right, it just popped off and came back with a co-commentator. Fantastic. We're not quite sure what happened to Henry Atkins. Hope he's all right. He's supposed to be in the box with us tonight. But wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Spectacular meeting. Great racing all the way through. If you can get yourself down to track, please do so. If you can't, there's streams up and down the country from all the teams. Make that your second choice. It's great to have had you on board tonight. Keep an eye on BSN, keep an eye on all the streams. We'll be running the Oxford meetings going forward. Thanks so much for joining us, for me and Dave. All the best.
Cheers, Luke. Good night.
Thanks a lot.